Hello.
What's with that voice, bro? Why do you go like,
That's a fantastic start.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sabbath Session Podcast. Today we have the boys and we'll be doing the world preview. We'll start with the men and the women after. So this is going to be a long one, so bear with us, guys. But anyway, before I even go to the end, anyone that have got their predictions, comments, or whatever, just drop it in the comment section, and we'll be reposting stories leading to world.
Yeah, and if
So,
if
boys,
if if your complaint is we haven't said this person coming above this person because they haven't posted any videos, fuck off.
yeah,
Because we we're trying to figure out people's nominations, people hiding their lift again. If they're hiding their lift, they're not going to be up on the nominations because we don't know what the hell they're doing. Just
so
clarifying that before we start.
I can see Christian's disappear. Probably he's just going to read his script for God Save the King is again, isn't
There he is.
it? Cool. So Mo, thank you for the research. I mean, you did wonderful as a man, as a data man, as always. So let's start with the men side, guys. First of all, let me just ask this: in terms of the previous word we've had in the past, where we have got many names coming across and the number of people as well, in terms of like the lifters, how are you guys viewing this world championship going forward? Mo, let me start with you.
it's a good one, championship, man. Everyone kind of knows what's on the line. So there's been a slightly a bigger turnout in comparison to previous worlds. I think the numbers has gone up. There's a lot of, and also it feels like finally the whole powerlifting community has emerged as one. You know, the Americans were a bit separate. Now we've got the Americans back in the powerlifting pool. So if you're a world champion, a world champion, there's no American world champion and the rest of the world champion now. It's world champion is world champion. So it'll be exciting to see how this world plays out.
Cool. Christian, what's your thought?
I think that we've seen a steady increase in both the quality and the production, and also athletes being supported. And on top of that, athlete rewards, both from respective federations and then obviously commercial interest and stuff like that. So um, I think it's actually exciting because everyone was making a meme about powerlifting, and now it's not so much of a meme at the moment in the direction it's going. So it's fantastic for me.
True. Indy?
I think everyone's sort of covered the points really. I think it's slingshot this year. Um, if you look at like top eight this year compared to podiums last year alone, you'll notice a big change. So yeah, it's heading in the right direction, and long may it continue. To be honest.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the biggest change I've seen as well this world championship is I think indeed you barely touched on that when you said about the top lifters. If it's the nomination totals, that's what literally blew my mind this year. In every single weight class, you see these total. Even if some of these lifters are nominated like eighth or seventh, if we go back 2 3 years ago, those total would have won world. You know, and on the 120s, for instance, I was just looking at the other day. To be on the top eight, you need to have a 900 kilo total. Do you know what I mean? And that's just insane. You know, where like again, as I said a couple of years ago, these total were podium totals and or
Yeah.
winning total, but now it's just for you to make a team, the A flight. So it's just insane. So yeah, boys, let's start with of course the 59s again. Let me just touch down on this one. This world championship to me is probably one of the most important one we will have for the next 4 years. Why? It's because not just being a world champion, but it's qualifying for Sheffield and the World Games. So it's almost like there's a lot of riding into this one. So we would be expecting what we call fire, and I'm expecting this world championship to be better than Malta, just because in Malta people have to almost hold back for the check at Sheffield. But this one, in some of the weight classes we're going to be touching, I believe if you hold back, you stay home. Simple as that. So yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. So yeah, let's start with the 59 guys. Of course, the 59 class we know is a class where people were not really interested. You know what I mean? It's the class start even before the opening ceremony. Do you know what I mean? So people didn't care
That's
about the
rude, you
59.
know. You're rude, you know.
That's the truth. People didn't care about the 59, and now we have Gowaska, and of course there's Ivan and our own H-Jack in these weight classes, and Antoine. And these guys, what they've been doing in training is giving people eyes on that 59 weight class now, for people to talk about them, to people to watch them, because I'm sure people are rooting to wait to see that 59 battles. Again, the world record here in this weight class is just ridiculous, right? And I think with the data that Mo has sent across, I'm thinking is it around 668,
669, is it?
669. So that's a
Point
lot of
five.
weight.
Point five.
That's a lot of weight set by Sega himself. So again, there's a story behind that in that world record. Some people believe in that world record, some people don't. Why? Because Sega has been popped before. But we'll just leave it there. So guys, what's your thought on this weight class? So I'm not gonna go really quick with Christian before we give our prediction. But what's your thought on the weight class?
I think now, again, in terms of what I was saying before, there isn't really a meme. Powerlifting is not a meme anymore, and now there's not really a meme weight class.
Yeah.
Every class you have to turn up, and you have to turn up. You've got to go 8 for 9, or 9 for 9. So obviously, in terms of the nominated totals, we know who the favourites are, but those favourites have to deliver. You can't come and sleep on a platform and do your last warm-ups and go away and win and collect your Sheffield invitation and things like that. So I think it's good for the sport, because sometimes it's easy to get bored at the beginning or at the end of these championships. But now, if you're a true powerlifting fan, there's something to see in every class.
Interesting. So Mo, what about you? What's your thought on this one?
I think the 59 class, I think everyone's been listening to Waska. He's been trying his best to popularize this class. And I think the depth of the 59 is finally improving. You're starting to get the top 8 are actually kind of competitive, which is very good. It's an exciting weight class. I think there are 2 storylines. First of all, Waska reached the Sheffield total. I think that's the main storyline. And then the second storyline is who's going to come second and third. It's the weight class is starting to improve. So exciting times, really.
I mean, I'm going to change the question for Indy on this one. Is it fair for people to still hear and chasing that Sega is tall? Do you think it's fair?
You know what my stand is on people who get popped.
That's why I asked that question.
for me, unless it was a medicine, prescribed medicine, you get popped. For me, it should be a lifetime ban, and everything should be stripped away from you. Period. But that's just me. People probably won't agree with that stand, but for me, you've done it once, you're willing to do it again. That thing's that easy for you to do. Get the fuck out. Go to untested. I'd strip people, me personally, but they're never going to do that. They're going to stick to wider guidelines. So there's no point thinking about it. That is the world record total they need to beat. There's no two ways. So it's a difficult one for Wasker, I think, because it is such a big fucking total. But he's looking strong. He's looking healthy. He's got a good team behind him, and he's in a good position now where he can just focus on that. Do you know what I mean? And just yeet the numbers as and when he needs. Go to Sheffield, do it there. So I think he'll do it. He's still got ages to go. He's not exactly old. He's not like me and you, Durin. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna keep. Yeah, he has the potential.
But by the way, for those listeners that when Indy said me and him, so I'm 35, Indy's 33, and of course Christian can't shy away from me. He's in his 30s as well. So the youngest here is more, although he doesn't look young, but he's the youngest. So I want to clarify this to everybody. So moving on to the prediction, of course, Indy, I'm just gonna come up to you again in terms of when you're looking at these top. Okay, there's a lot of lifters here, right? 18 lifters and the 59, probably something that we haven't seen before. Again, to just show what Christian said in the beginning, powerlifting is not a meme anymore. People want to do the sports now because money's involved and the clout is involved, even though people keep on buying fucking likes and followings, but still people getting paid and they're paying their household bills. So it's not a meme anymore. I mean, Indy, when you look at the weight class in the 59s, what's are your thoughts in terms of like, let's just go on the top threes, and if there's any other outstanding performance there you think we can give an honorable mention, we will do it. So,
So I think it's Vasquez to lose, right? Like he sticks to his game plan. It's his first day in. He makes way. He does his game plan. He's got a good team behind him. It's his to lose. He should really win. I know Ivan's hit 610, I think, kind of recent SBD. And he was quite close to his weight cut. I think he was like 61 kg. I think he was something there or thereabout. So he's looking strong as well. I think top three are all going to be breaking into the 600s, possibly even top four into 600s. But I think it is Vasquez to lose, man. I don't see that him slipping. He's got a good team. He's got Steve behind him doing the numbers back home as well, so he should have it in the bag.
it's a little bit sad we're talking about Steve. He will be on the audience watching because he's banned. He has got Steve Dinove's rules. It's not Christoph who's basically Article 14 anymore. Now Steve Dinove's. So yeah, he'll be on a.
He'll be there,
watching,
but
so.
he'll have put the game plan in place. He's gonna have given it to Matt. He'll probably be handling him on the day. They ain't gonna let shit slip. It'll be fine.
So what's your top three? Your 1, 2, 3.
I still think third, I think, is going to be a battle, in my opinion. Third, I'm not 100% sure about. Number one should be Vasco. Number two should be Ivan, based on how things are going at the moment, how their training's looking. And luckily, they've been posting like their trainings and stuff like that as well. So it makes it a little bit easier to see. But like we said, man, it takes 1, 2 failed missed, like 2 missed lifts, 1 missed lift, and people are there ready to take it out of people's hands. I think so. Mohammed has a bigger deadlift, as far as I'm aware. So, like, if
Mohammed is pulled out, so Mohammed
Is he
didn't get a
pulled out?
visa. Apparently, yeah, he didn't get a visa, so he's not going to be at the championships.
Oh, wow.
it should be 1-2, then really, Vasco Ivan, third out for battle. I hope Ishtiaq comes in really healthy. To be honest, I think he could battle for podium if he wants to.
Yeah, he's a World Games qualifier, so he need to go for it. You need to go for it. You know, if it takes for him to load.
Stick to his game
stupid,
plan on his squat. Stick
Yeah.
to his game plan on his bench, obviously, and then has the confidence going into that deadlift, regardless of how training's going. That third, you just gotta fucking yeet.
Yeah, he probably like when I look at all these numbers, he has go apart from the, Dion that is nominated the 10th. Ishtek will have pretty much the biggest deadlifts out of that 8K class. So just play the card and get it for it. Thanks. Christian, what do you think?
I think obviously Wasco is out in front. It's his to lose. Probably maybe even miss an attempt and still be okay. Second is pretty locked in, although depending on how fourth, fifth, and even sixth to be honest, it's going to be one of those where it's going to be decided by attempt selection and game day strategies and how big the jumps are particularly between second and thirds, to be honest. And the smartest person is going to win. This is one of those. It won't be about the strongest person on the day, although that helps. It's going to be a handling. The handlers are going to win third, in my opinion. So I don't really know. It's flip a coin, but obviously we are invested in Ishtiaq, so let's slot him in there.
Ishtiaq third, Mo?
I think for me, I think first of all we have Wascar Kleb first favorite. I think it's a question of he's going to be chasing and setting himself up to be able to get that qualifying total for Sheffield. In second position, it's a bit of an interesting one. Even looks like the perfect candidate, but apparently he got sick recently. I heard on a podcast somewhere. And then if you look at his recent score, he's done 220 before, and then he did a very hard 210. Right, so I don't know if he's still, and then he still has to cut. Even though he's 61, that's still 2 kilos away from the weight class with travel and everything.
2
Even
kilos is a lot
hates-
for a lighter weight class. I'm 2 kilos
Exactly.
away. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you put it into that perspective.
And especially on the squat too. So he separates himself from the pack with that squat. But if that squat is in the 200 kilo region, then it opens the battle up for second.
Mm.
And then obviously we have Antoine and Ishtak right behind. Unfortunately, Ishtak is the weakest out of these top five. For example, Ishtak has the lowest squat, so he's going to be playing a catch-up game on bench and then setting himself up on deadlifts. So first is certified, second, third depends. It's a toss of the coin who's going to pull last and decide. And then we also have a guy from South Korea. Now his total was taken off because there's no meets there said where he had actually done it. But I think he had nominated with like 610. That's what he had nominated himself with. So whether that was just a false total or whether he's like a dark horse coming, no one knows. So he could pop something massive in the B flight, and then everyone is chasing that total for second or third position. But for my podium spot, I'm literally going to go Oscar. Second position, I'm going to go Even because he looks the strongest and has the highest potential. And then third, I'm actually going to give it to Ishtak. I think Ishtak will be able to pull it, and because he beat Antoine at Euros last year, this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I think if he's beaten the first time, I think Ishtak can do it again, and I have him for third.
Plus, it's the joys of having a bigger third pull, like being, pulling into position. It's just it's a double-edged sword because it gives you the reins, but also can be taken away from you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think from me, my takes again, I'm just probably gonna mirror what Mo said there, in terms of like my 1, 2, 3. So Waska, of course, I mean, he's to lose. I don't see him losing it. It's just about how much you want to win it. So he will have to make that goal, that call. Ivan for second, and of course I'm gonna go Ishak for third, just because I was with Ishak at the squads, and I saw how strong that deadlift is. I'm not here to tell you what he pulled at the squad, but his deadlift, again, as I said, I don't see in that top 8 anyone coming close to what Ishak can probably pull.
Plus, with other people loading for him, he might not accidentally put an extra plate on one side.
It's true. He did put an extra 25
that would
kilos
help
on the other side. He did. That's how he felt. He felt it. But yeah, he has a very strong pull. So yeah, I'm gonna give Ishak a third. Again, as I said, this is a World Games nomination here. So literally, handlers they have to be on point to get us Ishak on that platform. So it'll be great. My next question is just the three of you guys, yes or no? Would Waska qualify for Sheffield finally? Mo? Can't hear you, so he said no.
Calm down. I said yes. He's got the game plan sorted. Is literally repeat what he did at USA PLA Nationals, and then that's it, locked in.
Indy?
Yeah, all day.
Christian?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. So going to the. By the way, I didn't give my answer. I said, yeah, I believe you know what Waska. So yeah, no doubt. So yeah, Sheffield is yours. It's for you to lose. So if you do that, if you lose it, I'll break your legs.
Yeah, you don't have an excuse now. You found a strong man who's giving you a bar for your last training session. So all in.
Cool. Yeah, moving on to the 66. This is one of those. Literally,
this is an exciting class.
People saying this will be a dogfight, and I believe that. I know a few podcasts and a few people on social media have got a prediction. They've been saying this and that, but I think this is one of those world class that will shock the world. I really believe that this will shock the world because, like the likes of, I think is he Alexander Rickson is 66 now from Sweden. Did you see Alexander Rickson in the nomination?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's so exciting.
I mean, the likes of him getting to the 66 people. Now, he's slotted in the 66, and not many people know this. I was going through the nomination the other day, and then I messaged him. I said, what the fuck am I seeing here? He goes, I'm in 66 now. But I don't know if he's dropped out or not. I don't know.
No,
he's not dropped out.
Still
he just
there.
doesn't have an international total.
Yeah, it'll be a B flight type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just going to be insane. So again, as I said, this is going to be really surprising to a lot of people. So I really hope what people have been saying is true. Otherwise, a lot of people lose their houses. And
the problem is though, regardless of how strong you are, being in the B flight, there's the advantage of you're not going to have an 8-man flight, but also people know what to beat.
Yeah, it's a
But the thing is,
definite
like,
disadvantage.
Exactly.
it is a disadvantage, yes, we believe that. But if he has got a 12-man flight, he can total 720. Who the fuck is gonna beat that? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think
Who's
he's
gonna
gonna
beat
match.
that?
Do you think he's gonna match his best total from 74?
I don't know, you
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
You
surprised
never
if he
know.
kept
The
his
Swedish
strength,
do know how to cut.
bro.
True.
So anyway, you know, this is gonna be a surprise one. So yeah,
But the thing is, if he does that, if he does the 720 right, that regardless if he in the A flight and you know that's to beat, that's
yeah.
still a big ask because
No
they're going to
one,
be fighting between themselves anyway.
well, no one will be 720. I'm not. It's not like I don't have no respect or I don't believe in the 66, but 720 is a lot of weight.
Coming a weight class down, you're going to lose kgs, man. It's an impossibility to hit the same.
Yeah,
Well,
Agatha did it,
Agatha done
isn't
it.
Evie did it.
Yeah.
One of
Evie,
one.
Evie dropped what? Evie dropped some kgs on her total, dropping down a weight class.
Yeah,
He dropped
Agatha's
10.
one of
She
one.
dropped 10.
No, she surpassed it now.
She
She's beat
surpassed
her
it now,
best.
but that initial
Yeah.
drop.
Oh yes,
That was
True.
10 kilos. Literally.
Irrespective, it's gonna be interesting to see what it does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah,
interesting.
it'll be fun.
But anyway, in terms of like the prediction, let's on the prediction, Mo. Let me start with Mo. What's your 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3. Dog.
That's hard, you know. I don't
That's
think
hard.
that's answerable.
We ain't even discussed the weight class. You just said 1, 2, 3 straight away. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pana. Pana has beaten all of these
Pana to win.
individuals. Yeah, has Pana faced Garcia before? No.
Yes.
Or is this-
South Africa.
Yeah. South Africa, and Pana beat Garcia at that
South
competition.
Africa, I think Garcia beat
Yeah?
him in South Africa.
No. Garcia had with squats. I think he missed on depth.
Okay.
So Pana beat Garcia that comp. Let's confirm so we don't do like false media, by the way. But I think I'm taking Pana for this competition. I think Pana knows how to win competitions. Now, the reason why I say Pana is going to win is because I think people are going to miss third attempts. And I think that's how Pana wins competitions. He sets himself in a position that where when people miss thirds or second, they basically fall behind him. Although it's a very stacked lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if Garcia won it. I wouldn't be surprised if Kasem Sang won it. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyoto won it. You know, Kyoto's had this massive total for a long time. Kyoto is strong. Kyoto just doesn't just execute well. And obviously, he's now been working with Kedrick, who's your nutrition coach. They've seen the problem on the Sheffield stage. He looked strong then. Execution was the problem. This might be the meet where Kyoto ties it all together. Or it might just be a repeat of Sheffield again. No one knows. Same as Kasem Sang. Kasem Sang has done a 260 squat, a 300 kg deadlift, and a 161 kg bench. That's well beyond 700 kilos at this point. But again, Kasem Sang has never turned up on the IPF stage. So going off the data that we have, I'm putting Pana for first. I'm putting Garcia for second, as long as he gets his third squat. And then in third position, it's going to be a battle between Kasem Sang and Kyoto. I think that's what's going to end up with.
So who are you giving third to?
I have to go with Kyoto, man. Kyoto's my man.
After all these big numbers you wrote about Kasem Sang, I'm so surprised that you did that. But anyway. So yeah, Christian, what's your 1, 2, 3? Of course, if you have any other comment across the board, you can
Let me not say that. How healthy is Pana?
I think it's healthy enough.
Healthy enough.
Pulled 300 not too long ago, but I don't know what
Yeah.
he was weighing when he did that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking, because all of these his nominated lifts that I can see here, I know and I've seen multiple times that he's lifted more than that. So it depends. For me, it depends on how much he's weighing in at, and it depends on his health status. So because right now it looks like Jonathan Garcia is the one that is probably most likely to get it. But I think that Pana's the actual strongest person there. So it's I'm not sure which is going to go. And you know, Pana's either very good or it's kind of disastrous sometimes. I mean, he always, you know what you're going to get from him.
Exactly.
He's the grind master. I'm not sure. To be honest.
Nah, listen,
Christian,
Stevie, what are you doing, bro?
We haven't even got to the 93 yet, but you're not shooting
Yeah.
66.
No, this one I can't tell this one. I think it's definitely those two 1-2.
I think you're leaning towards Garcia winning.
Yeah, but that's because I am not familiar with what Panna's doing. That's really what it is.
You're the
I'm
man with
not
the
sure
no
that-
endurance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Panna's winning this one anyway. Yeah.
Is that
So-
because of your contract, or is that because you think... Remember, Matt, you said it so quick.
Exactly. There was no hesitation.
Bro, look, I don't care what you men think, bro. I don't care about contract or whatever. He's winning this one. If he doesn't, then he's in trouble.
Yeah. So I mean, raw. If it was raw strength, I'm picking Panna all day. To be honest.
If it was raw strength, I'll pick some Sango Kyoto, actually. I think both of them have a higher top end. I think both are just not good executing, which is the weird
Yeah,
one.
but that's part of it. That's part of it. Is
Fair enough.
That's 50% of the sport.
Exactly. I've seen Panna do it. So
He turned around and he goes, if he hit his lifts, that'll be game over for him.
yeah. I mean, Panna's got a history of hitting his lifts and on that platform when it matters. So I'm gonna join with Durans. That the way he answered that question was too quick. So I'm going Panna first, Jonathan second. I'm gonna stick with Joe Jordan in third.
Oh, really?
What
Joe
about
Jordan
you?
for third. Nice.
I'm surprised more you literally checked. Did you actually see what Joe Jordan has been doing in training?
Well, I've not seen anything heavy. I've seen the bench. The bench looks great.
You know,
But
you
I
can
haven't
actually
seen
talk
any
to these
squats
people,
or
right?
deadlifts.
You can actually talk to them saying, I'm doing a preview. How's training going? Anyway, never mind. Indy,
Fair
go
enough,
on.
then.
Sorry, I just know my mouth.
I've not got your star status, you know, so I can't just slide into these DMs. I get ignored normally.
I'm just... oh yeah, more
You
money
just-
go ignored.
Just message him and be like, have you heard about Lord and Savior 6 out of 10 genetics?
Indy, what's your thought on this one?
I think it's Panis to lose, right? I haven't seen the way things are going, how he's training and stuff like that. We know what the IPF judging's like. My prediction is going to be Garcia's going to miss his third squat.
On depth.
I think he'll just cut it just a little bit. I think you'll have Gaston running down to the jury going overturn, and then it's Panis to pull for the win, and he can grind, man. The kid just don't know. Sometimes when I see him lifting, like it hurts me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, fucking hell. If I pull that, I would be injured 2 months out. You know what I mean? But he gets them every time.
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to like the last deadlift and Pano will pull for the win. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a runaway like Jordan's is thinking. I think it will be close. I think Pano will pull into the win. I think Jonathan will get second. I think they'll both hit stupidly high numbers and will probably get invites to Sheffield. Joe and Kyoto, I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to sound like fucking Mo here. But if Kyoto can just pull it together, like just all three things together, just be consistent, I think you could take it. But I think it's a big if. I think Joe's going to come third.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, on the panel one, it's not even about answering quickly, but again, it's one of them ones where
You don't have to defend yourself, bro. Don't
you
worry.
guys, you guys touched it, right? Pana's won big comps.
Yeah,
Do
the
you know what I
man
mean?
knows how to win.
When
He knows how to
did-
win. He knows what it feels
Exactly.
like to lose.
Yeah,
And he's learned from it.
yeah. So I can't get past him, Pana to win this one. So I can't. I really can't. Jonathan is again what he did at PLA Nat was incredible, and even when
His
he did
last
that in
deadlift was
IPF,
also very easy.
it was incredible. So last deadlift, I think I listened to him on the podcast. He was talking about if I need the pull, I'll load it, and I expect him to load it. You know, I expect him to load 270, 275 if he need it. Do you know what I mean? And the only thing with him again, I will say, is that squat's depth on that third. You know, and he's a squatter, and as a squatter myself, if you miss that third, you just look at people like fucking deadlifters, you're thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm on their mercy now, you know, because that's it. you know. But when you get that third squat, then people like Enna start thinking, oh, what the fuck? This is a long day.
The
Do you
problem
know
is,
what I mean?
the problem is this for me. If his deadlift is easy, he's got many more kgs in the tank. And Panna's had to grind a third squat and a third bench. How much grind does he have left for his third deadlift?
Yeah, but he's a grinder.
A lot.
He
It's
can.
Panna.
Yeah,
It's
I
Panna.
get that, but if Garcia can just add more kgs to that third deadlift,
Yeah, I mean, he's got to
it
push
doesn't
it
matter how big a deadlifter you are. There's only so much catching up you can do.
What will
for
happen?
sure.
The French always do this all the time. The French
Yeah.
put a heavy second,
Yeah.
and then they put a heavy second. There is a grinder, and then that's why I say Panda most likely win, because he will set the total for them to chase.
Do
And
you
I think
think?
Panda wins because people miss third attempts.
Yeah, because
That's
I
why.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, looking at records says Pana 290, 295 probably will be second.
Does
That's what
Panna have 300 in him?
Look, it pulled 369, so it cut hard. So I don't know how much is going to be affected with the 2 kilos if you lose the 3 kilos body weight.
366 is fucking disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, so,
man.
but again, to me, Pana wins, and my second, I will go for Kyoto, because I believe he's going to put it together in this comp, right? And third, I will go for Kasam-san. Right? Again, because the reason I'm going for Kasam-san is because you guys know he has got the biggest pull out of everybody.
What? Wait, where does Garcia rank in your thing then?
He's not.
Fourth. Yeah.
Martin.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Because
No,
that
all
one,
I know is
because what I'm
Best
saying,
team coming for you.
that one squat, if Garcia hit that third squat, then he's gonna win this. But if he missed that one squat, because the reason I'm saying, if Kasam-san get his act together and show that deadlift that we've seen in the past, no one would beat that deadlift.
my
And
problem
then
is we backed him to the T for last year motor.
But he was injured. We just didn't realize that. Do you know what I mean? Because when he did that total and leading to Malta and the pick, the guy got crooked. You know.
Did he?
But anyway, but this will be interesting. You know, it'll be an interesting class, and of course we have our boy there, Joe Diva, there nominated 12 in the B group. You know, I'm gonna have to fly very very early in the morning to not to miss him. Joe, get strong, man, for fuck's sake. You know, getting these B groups is like it's wild. But anyway, yeah, I was there in 2019, by the way. Yeah, Joe is nominated. Joseph is nominated 12 there with 210 score, 153 bench, and 257. Again, we saw that 257 he pulled at the Euros. It was easy as fuck. So I expect him to get a little bit more. I don't know why more giving Joe 620.5, which Joe has never done. But yeah, thank you very much for giving him 3 kilo more.
No, that's what he was nominated with. That's
Okay.
his nominations. Yeah.
The British-
I think, I mean, Diva looked good, have a good competition. I think when we were looking at him at Euros, he looked on track for an amazing competition, but I just seemed to get unlucky at every single lift. You know, so I think this one hopefully ties it together. He's going to have his boy Jones in his corner, obviously cheerleading for him. You know, he's going to have the British boys in this background. So you've got Paul Marsh, head coach, you know, picking up the numbers. So I think he should have a good competition and hopefully get into that 630 range.
Yeah, and that top 10, you know what I mean? Just get on the top 10. He's nominated 12, so hopefully get that top 10. That's what matters, you know, get that top 10 and it'll be good for him. It'll be a good comp anyway. Boys, moving on to the 74s now. I'm going to open the floor for Christian. I'm sure probably you have got data and of course you have got insight probably, I don't know, because you used to be a 74 yourself. Looking at these people the way they...
74 Christian was fucking hilarious.
You're going to pre-COVID times.
Man.
And you look like the guy who ate 74 Christian.
Oh, that 74 Christian was ripped as
That
fuck.
74 Christian
Oh,
would
yeah.
never sing the national anthem.
But never. Oh, never. Hell no. Never. So, yeah, looking at the 74 Christian, what's your thoughts on the weight class itself?
On the weight class itself, I think this has been one of the more clear-cut ones, whether it's Shell, whether it's Taylor, now Austin, like going through the years. Again, it's going to be the same this year in terms of there's a clear-cut favorite. I mean, this guy is just insane. It's probably, I say probably, that's probably disrespectful to say probably. He's the best lifter in the world. Not even a discussion. I don't care how big you are, but it's just a case of how much does he want to push it? How much of a ridiculous meet does he want to have? And I know from not personal conversation, but conversations through other people that he knows about the standards of IPF. So he already knows what to expect. Squat depth is not going to be an issue. His bench is crazy. And he doesn't really, his deadlift, the way his technique is set up, he should be all clean. So was it 851?
That's his best so far.
Yeah, I mean,
That's mad.
Think about that number, bro. As a 74.
You know, like if
mean-
you add up his actual best numbers so far, I believe he comes to, let's see, that's 345. 873. Jesus, man.
I mean, he is coming. He is 873. He is nominated
Is that
above
right?
Emil Krastev in the 93s.
He is surpassed.
So think about how ridiculous that sounds to even us having this conversation.
You know what?
Is he the most talented lifter we've ever seen in the IPF?
I believe so.
I think
I believe.
he
No,
is.
not talented though. Stronger. No, strongest. No, talent and strength is different.
What's talented?
What's talented?
So if you define talent, talent is someone that remain at the top for a very long period. That
No, not necessarily.
that's
Not
not
necessarily.
talent.
Come on, man.
No.
That's not talent.
Bro, so
The
you
council
define
said no,
talent. Bro, you just define talent because you're strong.
No, okay, so as an example,
Talent to
I
be
know we're
rate of
talking about
progression.
powerlifting here, but R9 footballer was one of the most talented footballers ever, didn't have the longevity. It doesn't mean he's not talented. He was just struck with injuries, had some problems.
He was
Taylor's
one off.
Taylor's
but
not
he was-
only...
but bro, he was one off. He was not the most talented. He was one off.
Oh, I don't know. He's up there. But fuck him anyway. He don't powerlift.
Yeah.
My question is he the most talented powerlifter we've seen in the IPF?
I think I haven't been around long enough in terms of we're talking 15, 20 years long enough, not 5, 10 years. That's not going to cut it. To be able to definitively say that, because you know what people say about is it what's that American 90 kilo
LS.
lifter?
LS McLean.
No, Petrie?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
I know who you're on about.
Ed Cohen.
Jesse?
No, the one that
Jesse Norris.
Jesse Norris's record now.
Yeah.
There's a new guy who broke Jesse Norris' record.
But Jesse Norris himself.
Yeah, Jesse Norris himself. I mean, for that time.
Yeah, but Jesse Norris was popped in it.
All right, okay, but yeah.
Yo, stop taking fucking drugs in the IPF, man.
And then the guy, non-controversial, but the guy who basically broke his record is competing on Tested too. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but
Brilliant.
we move.
Yeah. Moving on from there. You know,
Anyways, yeah. Back to Burke. I think he has to be, because that 839 total wasn't. He was said, you just saying that I'm better than Taylor. That's what he said. Taylor was 838 and a half.
But that 839 is 7 out of 9, bro.
I mean, I actually forgot that. So that you're adding fuel to the fire.
You can't say he's not, and then just say he was 7 out of 9.
Exactly.
No, I'm just giving you guys a little bit of insight right there.
So,
but anyway, go on,
anyways, back on track. I think that this is going to be one of the performances of the entire Worlds for me that I'm looking forward to seeing, because this is the kind of person that he can be a poster boy if he behaves correctly, if he lifts correctly for the whole powerlifting. I don't want to seem like I'm overly glazing, but you have to understand that this guy could compete 2 weight classes above where he's competing.
100%.
So that's what we're talking about here. So it's just by how much, and it's unfortunate for Shell, because Shell's had a phenomenal 2 years. Phenomenal. Like what he's doing when he just decided to come back and start training is actually crazy.
Have you seen the meme? You know the meme where it's like you're playing on the game control and then you lock in.
Let me sit forward.
That's what Shell basically did. But Austin is so far ahead and he's still chasing. Oh my days.
So what's your 1, 2, 3, Christian?
Oh, I think Christian's glitching.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bro, quick man, put the GB kit on.
You
bro.
need to get that. You need to pay that bread band of his. So yeah, moving on for Indy. So
Hello,
before
guys.
Bro,
Christian come back,
oh, is he
Yeah,
back?
we can kind of hear him in the background a little bit.
go on, Indy. What's your
Bro,
one,
the
two, three?
74s, in my opinion, are going to be as it stands.
So basically,
There's Shell second, Austin's clear, Tim third, but all three totals are going to be insane. Like for a 74 kg standard, it's just a shame. Not even a shame. They can't call it a shame. It's just
Nah.
insane how ahead of the pack I think what Austin actually is. Because, like you said, 7 out of 9 total, easy, much stronger since, lifts to standards, knows what he's doing, has Matt handling him at Worlds. What like there's not a base he's not covered.
Yeah.
Because for all of us, sometimes it's like, oh, he's done this, however, this. There is no however. He's looking
True.
strong. He's lifting to standards. Got a good team behind him. Has already hit fucking insane numbers. He just does what he needs to do on the day.
Fucking
Right.
insane. Mo?
Honestly, I think it's a conversation between. I think what's going to happen is Austin and Kishio have to have a conversation before Worlds. We just go because at the end of the day, they're messing up their bag for Sheffield. You know, Kishio's guaranteed 100% already right now, right? So they can basically just go, boys, let's call it a day. I know you're first. I'll take you a pinch of salt. I'll get second. That's still what 15, 20K bag that he's taking home next year. I believe both will just go 8-15 and call it a day, man, and just walk out there. But first it has to be Perk because that top end is just insane. Honestly, his success is his biggest weakness at IPF Worlds because he's so strong that he needs to judge how to pull back enough so that he doesn't win too much, which is just insanity. Like that's a different conversation you're having. Shell looks amazing, honestly. I think Shell posted a 272.5 squat, looked impressive. The man's squat is coming alive. Bench 212.5. I mean, almost half my body weight, and then he's almost benching the same. So the man's strong as hell. And then obviously Tim looks like Tim. Tim always looks amazing. The question is, can he pull it on the platform? But I think his top end is so far, it's like far enough in comparison to the other guys, so he should be good.
Do you see Tim making a play for second at all?
No, I think Joe and Austin are in a different conversation. The question is how the other guys. We've got the Fanchum Chai. He's got a massive bench,
It has a
massive
big bench,
bench,
isn't it? Fuck it.
massive bench. So he'll potentially maybe making a play for the world record. I don't know how his bench has been trending, but there's a good chance that that subtotal can scare Tim into playing conservative on the day.
But
Also, Joshua, solid contender.
Austin's bench at the moment is
Well,
ridiculous.
yeah, he's benched at 210, but I think based off the world's bench worlds, he's not going to be playing with those judges anymore. He's just going to go safe and conservative. 200 is all he needs.
And you guys know that Berglund is back in that weight class.
Yeah, I saw that. It's good to see him back on the nomination.
So it's going to be interesting to see where that bench is pushed in terms of like where he pushed that bench, because we know he's done some stupid stuff as a 66. So now he has got that weight class on him. So yeah.
Berglund was doing a flagpole. He's the weirdest lifter I've ever seen in my life. Like, did you not see his latest post? He was doing a flag on the construction site.
That's all right. Yeah, so like,
he's a freak athlete in the first place. Like he's just a freak athlete. He can go powerlifting, weightlifting, calisthenics, gymnastic. It doesn't matter to him, and he drills mines. I believe that's what his job is. So he's a freak athlete. Honestly, he can do whatever he wants. So
for me with the 74, again, I think you guys touched on pretty much on everything. But one thing I would just caveat there is if Austin Perkins goes to World taking it easy on the lift, Shell is winning. That's what I'm saying. Shell is winning. Because if Austin go to World thinking 835, 840 will win me World, Shell can hit that number. We'll aim for those numbers.
I'll say no, don't do it. There's no point.
Do you know what I mean? So,
but they're not going to have that conversation. Mo is the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's just not a conversation they're going to have.
I know a lot of people in a lot of podcasts thinking, oh yeah, Austin can just cruise for World Championship and get the bag of Sheffield. No. Shell, I kid you not, Shell will push Austin Perkins in Lithuania. Austin might end up totaling more than he's ever done for him to win.
So the 83s might as well pack their bags and just stay at home and with us.
It's true. Look, when I was having a conversation with Shell, I literally sat there. I was saying that, like, when I was talking to Shell, right, I really sat there. I'm thinking, like, what's the point of even the 83 competing on a Tuesday? Man? What's the point? If you two are thinking to do that, what's the point of us being there on Tuesday? Do you know what I mean? So you might as well, literally, at this point, we might as well get Shell and Austin Perkins, just filter them out in the 83. Just come in. to make it better. And then if they come in, you wouldn't be surprised if they go 1-2 as well. Believe me. You know? So, yeah.
Well, imagine that. Imagine Perk just walking in and kicking Russ off first place.
That would be, and then to be fair, right, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane because Perkins might end up totaling more than what the 83 champion would total at this world championship.
I think if they both start to go at it,
yeah,
they're gonna push that fucking total, and they're gonna ruin their Sheffield money.
All of these people predicting by the Sheffield prediction.
It's a weird one. They wouldn't really push it though, because it's what they can. I guess.
Say that, right? So Austin's gonna make a statement on the squat. Gel's gonna do what he needs to do. He's gonna start making a statement on the bench.
Austin only makes a statement on the squat if Gel does something like 280.
But that's the thing. He will want to. He don't want second place. You've spoken to him. He don't care about second place. He wants to win. He's never going to be like, let's just take it easy.
You got a kid, man. He's thinking of the safety fund for that kid next year.
You know,
but he also needs to make it to the safety fund.
True.
That's crazy what these guys will do, right? I just put some numbers there for you to see in a more spreadsheet to see what the prediction of some of these people I've been talking to are aiming for a while, you know. So it's just insane. It's just insane. So yeah, to me, again, Austin Perkins is for him to lose.
My bags and stay at home, innit?
Shell second.
What am I even doing? As a 120, what are we doing?
Shell second, and a third. I think third is locked for Tim. So, but I know Tim with that deadlift, he will try to load for that third because out of all of them, is Tim that's shown a bigger deadlift in training. Do you know what I mean? And he will try to load for that deadlift to join in place. But yeah, that's why the 74 to me is. But let's look out for Berglund is back. I expect a big bench there. So hopefully, and of course, Joshua, as always, has been a seasoned lifter. You always expect a performance from Joshua there. So yeah, Christian, I know you cut out earlier. You just gave us Austin as first. What's your second and third?
It's going to be Shell and Tim. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just wondering, as a general note, I don't know whether we want to have this discussion at the end of the men's, at the end of the women's, in terms of not just best lifter, in terms of strategy for these guys that are finishing first and second. Because if the world record is what you've been doing in training, what is your strategy? Because what is going to there's no real difference in chipping a that world record versus adding 10 kilos. All you're going to do is make your life harder for yourself in monetary terms. If we're talking sport, then you know what, go and total 850, 860, 865, whatever you want to total. But the chances of you then coming back in January, February next year and doing that is difficult because you are now up against yourself.
Yeah.
There's no obviously there's other people to compete against, but you know, so that's my that's what I've been wondering, because you just would not do that if you wanted to make the most money or have the most sort of titles, because he could just add 10 kilos a year and he's going to end up at 870, 880 anyways. I mean, winning Sheffield every, but obviously
I think that's Mo's point, and I see both of your points, but for people to do that, it requires I don't know, it depends on the second person as well.
They
Taylor
have
did
to
it.
have
That's
that.
what he's doing.
They have to have that conversation. I don't know. I know it's not gonna happen,
Without that
but
conversation, it doesn't happen because they'll just balls to the walls each other
yeah,
every time.
and they will. I believe them two will get to Sheffield
Oh
next
yeah,
year,
100%. They're
right?
both guaranteed to go to Sheffield.
And team will get a wild card through the region. So again, we expect to see probably them three again at Sheffield next year.
There are 3 rounds of invite. First round, got different conversation. First round is first place. That's 8 men straight away. Second round is second place above 95%. You potentially have at least 6 people that can fill up that spot from this Worlds right now. So there's a good chance that team might not make a regional card. There might not be no regional card to even give away.
No, I don't think there will
Mad.
be this year. I don't think
Mad.
there's with the standards at the moment.
Mad,
There won't be
mad,
space for them
mad. You
unless
look,
people drop out.
you just like we look at that Sheffield total qualifier there that Mo pulled that 74.2 kilos there. When you think about Shell and Perkins, these are just fucking openers. You know what I mean? It's just insane. But yeah, but this will be one of the world class that people are waiting to watch. So I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. You know, unfortunately, it's going to be on Monday, and I won't be able to watch most of it because I need to prep on Tuesday. So yeah, moving on to the A3, guys. Of course, the return of Russ. Russ is back after how many years? It's been 3 years since 2021.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, it's good for powerlifting. It's good for the for E3s, and of course, a lot of people have eyes on this weight class is because Russ is back and he's bringing the numbers, which is a really exciting. We haven't seen that for a very very long time, and he just did his PN at 860, which he said himself was a rusty meat. It was a really bad meat for him, so we expect him to hit some high gear if you have to. And this world class again, the 83 is one of them world class where it's always been a very, very competitive world class in the world stage when you come to everybody else since the get go. You know, it's probably one of the world class that put powerlifting on the map. So I'll stop ranting there. I'll move on to Indy. What's the
I was gonna
thoughts on the
say,
83?
yeah, I had an epilogue prepared for this 83 class.
I know.
I don't know, man.
Look at the notes.
I don't. So people see numbers, and they're like, "Yeah, these are the numbers that are going to be hit at Worlds." It's rarely ever the case. Like few and far between. I think it is Russ's to lose, but I don't think he's going to win by how much he thinks he's going to be winning by. If I'm perfectly honest, the standards of judging and the constant jury jumping in at lifts and stuff like that. It just takes one ref, and there's always one ref to red light, and the jury's going to be like, nope, 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 nope. So, I think if he comes in healthy. I think he's leaner now, isn't he? He's not weighing as much as he used to.
No,
would be.
he's not cutting as much also.
He's not cutting as much. His depth on some of his squats looks okay, on some of them it doesn't. So it's a weird one. Don't know, man. I think he's in safe hands is the thing. Like having Matt handling him at an international, he'll be looking at his lifts in the warm-up room. He'll go out there. They'll have a game plan. Their game plan will be to win. And his game plan is going to be to pull whatever the hell he needs to pull. But I think it 1, 2, 3 is the 1, 2, 3 in my opinion. I don't know if Enna has enough to pull him into first this time, or even
I don't
attempt
think
to
pull
pull
him,
him into
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Will be tough.
That's a big ask, man. Like,
It's
'cause
Enna,
what
yeah.
is that now? That what he's going to be the biggest pull in IPF history, and them some to try and pull into first.
And then some.
Yeah, and then
some,
quite
yeah.
some is a
Yeah.
big ask.
It'll
I think
be
his Russ is to lose. He needs to just make sure everything's to standards and he holds on to that deadlift. It's just little things that niggles me about Russ. Like the it's just small details like the finesse sort of things that niggles me about Russ's performance. But I think him and Matt will probably come into a game plan of trying to be as comfortable as possible on their seconds so that he doesn't need to rely on his thirds. Will that be enough? That's for you to decide, big man.
Yep. Christian.
Yeah, I think this one is it's an interesting one. One to five, really. This still doesn't make sense to me, guys, how I'm looking at 380 on a deadlift and a total of 812. So I think because what Jordan's is saying about Jonathan missing his first squat, it's the same with Enna missing a deadlift. If he was in the 280s and 160s for squat and bench respectively, we'd be having a different conversation. Um, it is just it's too much of a wild card to have. At some point, you need to balance the others. So I think that actually third place is up for grabs, only because we know what his strategy is going to be: go hard or go home. He's going to want to finish. He's going to finish first or fifth, sixth. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So
you know what? I know what you mean. Actually, he
That's
don't
what's
give
gonna
a
happen.
fuck about any other position, does he? Is the problem, and I think that's going to be his Achilles. Yeah, fair.
So third is, I'm sorry, that's just what we've seen from him. So this is not like En is my friend. You know, we say hi to each other all the time at these comps. So
But do you think if to pull into first, it's fucking 440? Do you think he'll genuinely think
the
that?
handler won't even
the
put that
Hungarian
on.
head coach.
The handler ain't even gonna put that on, bro. Come
No.
on.
Yeah,
So I don't think it will be the
Games.
case this time round.
Mhm.
I hope not.
So yeah, it just depends on how much that gap is. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're having this conversation. Like, if it's 30 kilos, it might be all right. If it's
And also-
37, 40,
Yeah. And also, we need the first place loser to not make Enna think of pulling into second. You need Enna to go for something reasonable. Because if Enna thinks, okay, it's 400 for second, then Enna can quickly go from,
yeah.
whatever position he is to fifth or sixth.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
done that for the past 3 years. I wouldn't
So-
be surprised if he does that again. So
Exactly. So we know Enna's game plan at this point. So that's going to be third for me. I think Jones is locked in second, really. Had a good prep. All the numbers are up. And I think I agree with Indy here. So it's small details. I don't know. I haven't really been following his training, but I don't know what we're going to see from Russ's squat. That is the main thing for me. I think the game plan for 1 and 2 is already set. Really, anyone that knows powerlifting will know what is gonna happen here. So we're gonna wait and see what Russ does. Depend on the finer details, as Indy says. Is he gonna miss lifts? Is he gonna lift to standard strength? Is not the issue, obviously. Is he gonna go 8 for 9, 9 for 9? And then obviously Jones's job is to apply the pressure at the time if he misses lifts. So I think that's our 1, 2, and 3. But like I said, that third position, don't forget about Yanis and Kafui for sure.
Yanis is solid.
will be
I think
interesting.
they're solid. I think if Enna has and his coaching team has a head on them, they will just pull for third if needs be, rather than second or first to get that World Game spot. Do you know what I mean? That he 100% is capable of. But it also depends on Mr. Kingamu here and Russ to see what numbers they want to yeet.
Interesting. Mo?
Yeah, let me give so I think we already know Ross, we have to focus on the first place loser, like Jones always says. So it's a question of what can Jones do? You well and truly, you're the midpoint where you decide what Ross does and what Enna does. Because if you're close enough, you force Ross to be conservative, and not yeet a last deadlift or a squat, for example. And if you're close enough to Enna then decides to play the risky game of, can I just pull something insane and see whether I can try and give a strike at Ross or anything, or you at the same time. So the podium spot kind of plays on your performance, and I think you've done well. We have that massive 840 training total that you hit. You seem a lot more conservative now. So the question is, can you squat without tempoing? And if you can squat without tempoing, then it's a good day. If you decide to tempo on the platform, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Cindy.
Stop it, man.
So-
Fucking hell. What's wrong with you? But I don't know what switches in your head on competition day for you to tempo, because your
It's got to be
lifts,
the
like, you
music.
just you know what I think it is? I think it's the timer.
Oh, fair enough. It
I know it
starts.
sounds
What?
dumb. It sounds like a really,
What?
really
What?
stupid thing. That, you know, like when you're when you're lifting in your garage, you're lifting in a gym, you don't have a timer. You take a little bit more time. You do what you want. You're in your zone. You go, you lift, you fuck off. Like, you rush small little details in the lead up to your squat when you're on a comp stage. I know I do. I think loads of other people like just make little things like that just fucking dig into your brain, and then you do something dumb like fucking pausing your squat.
Yeah, I don't know. He might also, to be fair, Jones might just get distracted. He's surrounded by a bunch of Polish men, so his gaze might be wandering.
Anyway, I'll give my take on this one. So I think, again, we can all say clear is Russ to lose, but I know a lot of people have been talking about Russ standards and all that. The man has always lived to standard, you know, since he's been in IPF. There's no single meet in IPF that Russ is fucked up. Do you know what I
He
mean?
almost bombed out.
No, he hasn't. He
I'm
hasn't
talking
fucked
about
up,
at the international stage. So
he hasn't fucked up, but his numbers on the international stage haven't mirrored his numbers in training.
100%. But there's one thing, like, I listened to another podcast. They were talking about, oh yeah, Ross came back and hit 860. You know what I mean? He pushed the world record in a small time. But people forgetting, no, in 3 years, Ross has added only 19 kilos on his total. In 3 years, right? So I'll let that to everybody to register. 19 kilos. So the reality is, this world championship is him to lose. The rest of us is just need to do what we need to do. You know, myself, like you guys said, I need to focus on one. I need to go for 9 for 9. You know, whatever Russ is, that's why it is. But in terms of, like, when you look at the nomination, it's coming with 860 is a big number. It's a massive number. We can't take that away from him. It's him to lose this world championship. Of course, me, second spot. I think, again, as Christian said, the training has been going really well. Unless something really bad happened that day, like motor version, for me to lose that second spot. But I don't think that will happen. It's just like, yeah, do what I need to do to solidify that second, or see where Russ is. So again, as the same thing as we said, Russ need to miss for me to beat Russ. Simple.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean? You need to miss like 2 lifts or 3 lifts for me to beat Russ. You know what I mean? You need to miss a squat. He doesn't need to miss a bench, because bench I'm not too far. He just have to miss a squat. Literally. You know, if he miss one squat, deadlift, I'm not too worried about that, because I can yield to deadlift right now. So I'm not.
He makes big jumps as well. So
yeah. So do you know what I mean? I'm not worried about it. Russ's squat. I said it to everybody. If Russ go 3 for 3 on squat, it's a long day for the rest of us.
Right.
It's game over. Right? But if Russ miss 1 squat only.
Well, it depends. It depends though on the 3 for 3. If Russ goes 3 for 3 and he squats, I have Russ at, if he squats anything below 325.
Oh, then
conversation.
it's a dogfight. It's a dogfight. Russ needs to score 330 plus.
that is a long day for Russ.
You know what I mean? You know, he needs to score 330 plus. But if he scored below 325, it's a long day for him. It's going to be a dogfight. Because we all can pull now. You know what I mean? No one here can sit here thinking, oh yeah, I only have 330, 340 deadlift in me. No, that's a long story. You know? But anyway, what I'm saying is, like, when you look at the top 3, again, I pull Russ to win because it's him to lose. Me second. And of course, Enna third. The only reason I'm putting Enna third because he had that deadlift. We had a conversation, he would load it. And again, as I said, Mo, you made a good point there. It's almost like I'm a balance between Russ and Enna. What Enna does and what Russ does is me. If I go 9 for 9, then these two, Enna will be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to load it. Because if I go 9 for 9, respectively, I love Enna. If I go 9 for 9, the way this performance has been going, Enna would need 400 plus. Do you know what I mean? To be able to beat me. You know, we're talking about 83 here, playing 400 plus. You see what I mean? And that's just me as a second. So what about Russ if he goes 9 for 9? Enna would need 450, 460 kilos to be able to beat Russ. You know what I mean? So that's the reality of the thing is. But again, the 83 is going to be insane. Out of all the 8 lifters there on the top 8, anyone can make it to that podium. Again, it's a world game qualify, and pretty much when you look over that, I'm just proud. Probably I will be the oldest on that platform. That's embarrassing. But anyway, yeah.
There'll be some masters lift there in the B flight as always.
True. Anyway, moving on to the 93s now, guys. This is the class that the entire world is waiting. This is why it's even on the Eurosport. The first session we have in the Eurosport is the 93. So I know we got Christian here as one of our 93, one of the best 93 we have in the country, and one of the best 93 in Europe, and soon to be one of the best 93 in the world. Right? So it's a fact. The 93 is a dogfight. I know I've said this to a lot of people. People put Petrie as being the favorite in this weight class, and I've been telling everybody they're fucking literally insane to think Petrie is a favorite in this weight class. Gustav, totally the same as Petrie. Gustav won Sheffield. Gustav should be the favorite. Do you know what I mean? No Petrie. I know Petrie's strong. He's coming in very, very strong, and then I don't take it away from him. But come on. So anyway, I'm gonna start first with my 1, 2, 3. Again, this one, I'm gonna be really conservative and reserve in terms of giving my 1, 2, 3. I think all I can say is this is the weight class that all of us will be watching and enjoying powerlifting at its best. And I expect Christian to pull himself in that top 3, top 4. I expect that. Right? I expect he has the strength to get to that top 3, to break into that top 3. I don't know who's Christian gonna knock, but everyone that's coming in with their deadlift or their squat, their bench, you better watch out. So yeah, people. One of the things I noticed in this 93, a lot of people are tunnel vision. They're not thinking about other people are strong as well. They're just thinking, oh yeah, Krastev is thinking, oh yeah, I got the bench and then now I got a squat, you know what I mean? And then Brandon is thinking, oh yeah, I got a deadlift. And of course, Carlos is thinking, I got the deadlift, I got a squat. You know, they're just thinking like that, but you're forgetting that other people also are getting stronger, and powerlifting, anything can happen. But anyway, Mo, what's your takes on this?
Stacked class. I think the favorite for me actually is Emil Krastev. Emil looks phenomenal right now. I mean, that 905 they hit a while ago, just based off the training he's doing, he's actually on track for more. So like, because he ran doubles leading to that peak single week, and what he's doing now is ahead of that schedule that he hit that 905. Now the question with Emil is, first of all, can he get 3 for 3 squats? Because that would be key. Secondly, can he pick up the chip on bench? Because then that becomes a game changer when it comes to that final deadlift and pulling into first for the other lifters. If
What's
Emil
the
can
world
get
record?
those
245.5?
244,
Yeah.
5.5, and he's done 245.5. Bang on. So he'll be looking for 246 basically. If he can get that chip, it changes the game. If he can't, then the doors are open, and it's a case of he'll be the first to deadlift out of all these guys in Petrie, Carlos, Emil, Carlos, Gustav, Christian, and even Maxwell and Kweku. Right, he's going to be the first to deadlift out of these guys. You've just got deadlifters around the 350, 360 range.
So embarrassing.
For first position, I'm gonna give it to Emil. First position, I'm gonna give it to Emil. Second, I'm gonna give it to Petrie, and third, I'm gonna give it to Gustav. Sounds crazy, but I think that's how it's gonna rank.
You really hate Sheffield, you know. Anyway, Indy, moving on.
No, the reason why I think Gustav is because I think Gustav will have to pull in the 360, 365 range, which would put him at a 905, 910. I'm thinking 905, 910 is what takes this class. And when Gustav gets into the 360 range, we've seen it kind of just starts to struggle a bit. 350 is fine. 355 is fine. 360, 365, 370, then that pull becomes a bit hit or miss.
Indy.
You know, where do you go with the 93 class? I think I'm with Mo. You know, I think I'm with the 910 to 915 will win it. Just because everyone's so close together, they all have their strong lifts and weak lifts. I think people are going to be making mistakes. And it's not down to like them or the handlers, it's just down to the competition, isn't it? Like you said, like Emil needs that chip to really elevate him and force other people to make a slightly bigger jump. That forces his hand a little bit for his third, because his third is then sort of set in stone. And when people start to dedicate their openers and seconds because they're hyper focused on a third, that causes issues for a lot of people in a lot of weight classes. I don't think it's going to be a runaway thing for Petrie at all. I think he's going to have a fight on his hand. I think Gustav is looking fucking strong. Emil's looking really strong. Carlos, his lifting's looking different than I expected. Like on his lifts, he's sort of been enjoying himself for celebrity status. Like I would have thought he would have been like hyper focused, and he's been like, "Yo, today I went and I did javelin." I was like, "What's going on?" Like he was doing like strongman stuff, other stuff. I'm not saying that he isn't hyper focused on this competition. Like he's an athlete at the end of the day. But I think top three is hard, you know. But I think top two will probably be between Petrie and Gustav. And third place for me is going to be between Emil and my boy Christian. I think the issue here for me, I love Emil and he's strong and he's insane, is his deadlift. Because people are able to just fucking pull. And he's going to be relying quite a lot on his bench. And I don't know how far relying on your bench can get you in a group of monster deadlifters.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds fucking rich coming from me, but like that's sort of where my head's at the moment. And Maxwell's looking fucking strong as well. Maxwell's just fucking yeeting things left, right, and center. Like whenever I see Maxwell post, I'm like, all right then. Like, do you know what I mean? Like this top 8 in general is really, really fucking strong. The top 6 in particular are fucking insane. Top 3 is going to be a battle. It's not going to be as easy a win as people think it's going to be, though. Not a fucking
7.
chance.
I mean, I believe Slatin was the guy who won Euros, no?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So Slatin's a sleeper.
Christian can never forget that, man.
Yeah, Slatin's a sleeper, 100%. Yeah,
we've also got in the middle of the night, wakes up and starts singing the national anthem.
Sweating, bro. Waking up in cold sweats.
Yeah, so
and then we've got Quaker also.
Christian's
so
not
Quaker
making that mistake again. Right. It's nothing like that's ever going to happen again. It's fine. We got this shit.
Just once you get that, just squeeze those glutes, brother.
Again, well, we all touch this, right? I mean, if Christian remembers how to deadlift on that platform, I expect Christian to touch the world record.
373.
What's the world record? 375.
373. Yeah. See, it's 373.5.
Yeah.
0.5.
Yeah.
Whose is that? Is that Sasha's?
Boy disappeared.
Chance.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Chance. But anyway.
Why are you saying rest in peace, man? He's not dead.
It's crazy.
Well, do you know where he is? I can make up any story I want.
Living life.
Okay.
Rose enjoying himself.
So, but whether if he's incarcerated or if he's dead, we don't know that. So yeah, I can make up any story I want.
Your two options are
world
dead or
records
in prison.
falling?
Exactly.
Do we see any world records falling here? You got Emil with the bench. Squat is 337 at the moment.
He's not. Is it true? And
Peterson will load it.
Carlos will go for the
Carlos
squat.
will load it. I don't know if he'll get it.
Carlos will load the squat, and Carlos will load the deadlift. Carlos and Christian will go for the deadlift world record. That's fact.
But Petrie's deadlift's fucking strong as well.
Yeah,
Quaker's deadlift is also looking very good.
370 plus, isn't it? Because
367 in comp.
367 in comp at least.
Yeah.
Maybe 317 training.
Gym lifts are here or there. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about gym lifts, like, because you can lift whatever you want in the gym. What's on open powerlifting is the thing that I'm going to go off. Like, do you know what I mean when it comes to stuff like that?
Christian, what's your take on this one?
I think it'll be fun to be in 8-man Royal Rumble. For the 8th guy to be that's what it is, honestly. For the 8th guy to have totaled 830 is a bit silly. I think the spread here is quite small relative to the other classes, 1 to 8. So anything can happen. I mean, if one person misses 2 lifts, your day just gets. It's the difference
it's
between
over.
it's a long day. You go
It's
from
over.
1st to 6th. It's gonna be that competitive. So, I mean, first of all, for me, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I think, I don't know, man. I think this is another one. It's all about strategy, because you probably have all the kinds of strategy here that you can have. You've got deadlifters pulling for positioning at the end. You've got big squatters, big subtotals. You've got people that can collect chips on the way. You've got sleepers, people that can win the whole thing without coming first in any lift. So,
True.
I mean, because what is scary about Gustav is that he fits into that last category.
Yeah.
He's not going to have the biggest squat. Well, depending on what Peterson does, he still obviously has a very big squat. Probably not going to have the biggest bench. Probably not going to have the biggest deadlift, and he can still win the whole thing comfortably.
True.
The consummate fucking powerlifter, though, isn't he? He is the
Exactly.
powerlifter.
I mean, the performance at Sheffield, we were all there. It was
Clinical.
It was clinical. That is the exact word. So, I mean, I don't know whether I can bet against him, because my man went 9 for 9. It looked like he had a little bit on top of each one. So that's going to be scary, because I really do think that he has 905, really. Because if you add 2.5 on a deadlift, and then spread the 7 between squat and bench. So yeah, Gustav is going to be there. Emil, how much does his training translate onto the platform? That's the big question. Because he has been doing it consistently now. So it just depends on his cut as well. Because he looks chunky now. He
does look like a chunky boy, doesn't he? He looks like a proper 105 at the moment.
I love you, Emil, but you do, bro.
He's in good hands, though, isn't he? Isn't it Kedrick?
Yeah, it's Kedrick.
Yeah.
Get that pickle juice, bro.
So yeah, I think I've got to go Gustav, Emil, and Petrie, to be honest with you.
In that order?
That's what
I think for
Okay,
me,
I can vibe with that.
I can
vibe with that. 100%.
Gustav, Emil, Petrie, yes. I think that's,
Emil pull first. Gustav pulls ahead of Emil. Petrie tries to pull and misses the last
The
pull.
conclusion that we're coming to
Petrie's...
here, boys, is that the sweep's not looking very sweepy. It's looking more like one of these.
Start that.
Indy, I've said this. All the brooms have been sold. The American ain't buying no broom to come and sweep in Lithuania, bro. It ain't happening, bro. Trust me. You know what I mean? Anyway,
I'm not saying anything if this happens and they take this clip and they kiss the man.
I'm saying what you lot have said. The conclusions you lot have come to make it look not very sweepy.
No. Yeah,
not just you, Christian. All of them.
No. But I think it's really what Abdul just said. Because Petrie's going to pull for the win. Mm-hmm. That is going to happen. He's going to pull after Gustav.
Will he pull after Carlos? Will Carlos just put fucking 380 in and wait?
Well, let's not. Carlos could be pulling for maybe third, but I don't think. But then that could happen, because what could happen is Petrie pulls for first.
Do you guys know, if you put the numbers that Carlos missed at Sheffield, where's that number would have put him? 895.
895,
yeah. It's silly. It's a silly number, yeah.
So,
but, I mean,
if he goes 9 for 9...
If he goes 9 for 9, that's what I'm saying. So if, for example, Petrie tries to pull for first, misses, Carlos can easily knock him off third position and pull into third. And for Carlos,
it's a battle, man. This is a horrible... Bro, I don't envy you, because this is a horrible place to be.
No, dude, it is about... It's exhilarating, but it's gonna... I don't want anyone to hear this and think that I don't back myself. I back myself, but you have to understand what's going on here. Understand what is going on here, because I've had a good prep. I've pushed my body in a way that I haven't pushed my body in since COVID, to be honest. That's just facts. There's no exaggerating there whatsoever. But it's like Duran said, if I remember how to deadlift, then it's a long day for everyone.
Mm.
Well, it's not. It's a scary day for everyone because I'm gonna
Leave
load
myself
it if it's
total.
there. Yeah, and I'm gonna. And again, we keep saying about game plan. I'm not gonna overexert myself because I know what is gonna happen. They're gonna position themselves in a certain way. They're gonna have bigger subtotals, and then you just wait for your opportunity. You just be
Yeah.
patient. You go 8 for 8 and wait. That's
Yeah.
what you do. So it's going to be exciting. I mean, it's all. I have to remove myself from being a fan of powerlifting now
Yeah.
for the next 12 days. I have to do that because I need to not get excited about the spectacle and be focused on what I need to on what I need to do. Because the same way I said, the person that everyone's going to be watching is Perk. The
Yeah.
class that everyone's going to be watching
93.
is
Nice.
these 93 1 to 8, because it could be literally 1 to 8. It could be completely different. So I mean, that's what sport is. So
Yeah. But the thing is that again, you mentioned one thing today, saying like, because especially me, yourself, and Indy will be there. Of course, Indy will give his prediction on the 120. It's not like we're not backing ourselves. It's we're
yeah,
looking at the fact, what's on paper. It's not even a dream line. There's no line here. I can't go and say, okay, I'm gonna go and fucking destroy Russ, bro. Are you
it's a silly thing
insane?
to say.
Are you
Yeah,
stupid? He's coming in with age 60. There's no way you can beat that. You know, unless, again, as you said, that you can't go and beat good. Bro, this Gustav won Sheffield. You are watching Gustav winning Sheffield. And you
exactly.
can't say,
I'm
I'm
in
going to go and
Rosie,
beat me.
fam. I'm in Rosie watching him on the platform.
Exactly. And then you're going to go and say, like, oh yeah, I'm going to beat Gustav. Bro, are you crazy? You know? But again, I think I didn't give my prediction on this one is because, again, guys, I'm sorry, I don't have the balls to tell you who's first, who's second, who's third. Because I look at the weight class, it's just fucking stacked. As you mentioned there, one lift, one missed lift.
Why are
we go.
you saying nonsense now? Because you
What?
said Petrie is not the favorite, Gustav is the favorite. So
No, I
clearly
said
your first is Gustav.
no. I said in the '93, after what Gustav did at Sheffield, Gustav should be the favorite to win the '93s.
Who is your favorite?
Petrie. Well, me.
Yeah.
I love Gustav, I love Petrie, I love Emil, I
So
love
Gustav
Christian,
is
I love
first.
Maxwell, I love Carlos, and I love everybody. Right?
Bro, shut up.
You're saying you love to certain
Yes, leave me alone, guys.
The amount of waffle coming out of your mouth right now is
Yeah.
disgusting.
Anyway, moving on. I hope you guys break the world record, the deadlift world record, because it's always it's be fair for you guys to wipe Chance's name because Chance is not existent anymore. So please do that.
You're such a
Moving on to the 105s, most old weight class, even though you deserve
bro.
to be world
What are you on
class.
about? His most current weight class, he's one cut away.
So the 105
one
is
cramp away,
interesting.
rather.
No, don't be there.
We have of course, Ashton is back in IPF. He's back to this is his first full power, isn't it? International. I mean, the IPF, because I think he's done one before.
He's done equipped.
He was equipped. So this one is back. Of course, we have the legend himself, Anatoly, is there, and of course, Mohammed Abdullah. So I hope, again, a lot of comments have been going on over Abdullah. I like him as a lifter. His bench is insane. That close grip, Jesus Christ. If I get a close grip, for those traps, that high bar squat, Jesus Christ. You need to tell me what he's been drinking or taking, but because it's just insane.
Now, what do you mean, bro?
So in terms of the prediction, I will start with Christian in terms of like the 105 because yes, Ashton is back. Ashton Ashton Rusk has done amazing stuff in the past few years in USAPL. We all were praying for Ashton to pull that USA singlet and turn up at the IPF World, and finally it's here. So now, which Ashton are we going to get? I don't know. So what's your thought?
I think we're gonna get a good Ashton. We're gonna get the Ashton that we want to see. I think he is somebody that I don't have any concerns whatsoever about his ability to perform at I won't say at this level because he's been above this level. Let's be real, but on this stage, And that 368 is just too low. It's just too low a nomination for Ashton. So he's clear of. I can't believe I'm saying this. He's clear of Anatoly.
Mhm.
That is a very. This is a guy that just won best lifters at World Championships. So, he has to get his third squat though, because if he doesn't, he's gonna have to rely on a last pull. But having said that, that also depends on Anatoly's third deadlift, because if this guy had a third deadlift, it would just be crazy. I mean, not that he doesn't, but to the same extent as he has squat and bench.
He doesn't. Let's be honest. He doesn't. That's the problem with Anatoly. His squat is phenomenal. Bench, good. Deadlift is what's holding him back, unfortunately.
He only needed 375.
You only need a 360.
Anyway, carry on, Christian.
Yeah, so I'm going in this order. There's not too much for me to say. I think whoever gets 3 squats, Ashton has to get his 3 squats. If he doesn't, if he gets 2, then we're looking at a very, it depends. That's what, because then all of the other following 6 lifts will matter. But if Ashton gets 3 squats, then it's going to be, I think, game, set, and match, and then 2 for Anatoly. I think he's too far away from Abdullah, and then that's your top 3. But having said that, as if I just forgot Emil Norling. He's gonna look.
I know. You know what? If you start to deep the nomination, it gets progressively worse and worse, doesn't it?
I know. But do you know what? I'm gonna put Emil third. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Ashton, Anatoly, and Emil, because when he wants to pull a deadlift, if he's healthy, no problems. We've seen it before, so.
I think Emil is the only lifter in IPF, I believe, since I've been lifting. He's the only lifter that the deadlifter answer to him when he needs it. No offense to Indy, he has got a world record. Emil doesn't. But when Emil needs a deadlift, it comes and he wins. You know what I mean? I've only seen that with him.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the reason I omitted him is because I saw 370, and I know. I was like, that's too low for Emil. And then I just, the cogs started turning in my head. It's like, oh, Emil. So
yeah. So yeah, Indy.
Okay. So the only way Ashton loses this, personally, is if after he finishes his 3rd fucking squat, he launches his belt at the jury and fucking manhandles it. Because I know what he's like after his fucking 3rd squat. And that's the only thing I'm worried about, is that poor technical ref on the side waiting for him to come back in. He's going to get fucking picked up, launched as he fucking bull rushes into the back.
That's funny.
If he doesn't do that, he should win. He's strong. He's too fucking strong, man. Anatoly's insane. He's been having some problems over the last year or so. There's been some ups and downs, some niggles, some problems. But like, fucking Ashton, fuck off, bro. Listen. He posted, he was like, I think I peaked too soon, and then went squatted £800. I was like, all right then, the rest of us are just dickheads. do you know what I mean? He was like, I peaked too soon, and then he launches like fucking £750 squat. I'm just like, if you peak too soon and you're still hitting these numbers quite comfortably, I don't see him missing. I know people questioned his depth and stuff, but he's looking fucking deep to me, man.
Deep, very deep.
Like, what do people want him to do? Like, just start like fucking crab walking, rubbing his scrotum on the fucking floor while he's got £800 on his back? He'll be fine. And he's got a big fucking deadlift in him. Like, if he can't pull fucking sumo for whatever reason on the day, he's just gonna pull £800 conventional. Like, how the fuck? What do you do at that point? It's Ruska to lose. And I don't think it's clear for fucking. I know it looks clear on the board, but like a healthy Emil always has a spot in my heart, man, because he's just such a strong lifter. But I'm with Christian. 1, 2, 3, Ashton, Anatoly, Emil. 4th is going to be a battle. 4th is actually going to be a battle, and obviously shout out to Sanchez because he's about to fucking heat another world record again.
World record at 105 would be insane. I don't think
again.
I'm glad Mo is not going to Sheffield again to try it because it's not gonna happen. Because
You man, leave me alone, bro.
you know, I can see him getting that world record past 400 kilos.
Yeah, he
I
will.
really can see that.
There's no chance he doesn't. He'll hit like 385 to 395 on his second, and then fucking do something funny for his third. He's looking strong. He'll
What did
definitely
he?
hit a
What did
world
he?
record.
What did he
411
try?
or what he
Arnold is like
attempted.
411.
411,
411.5 or something like that. I don't even know.
But yeah,
The
Yeah,
problem
was,
is
yeah, because
the
he
only
wanted the
the only
biggest
issue with
one.
worlds is the timing of worlds is a bit of a. I know he's been lifting really, really quick and stuff like that, but it's just different. But he'll launch more than 400 quite comfortably. He'll get another world record again. So shout out to Sanchez. But I think for first, second, and third, I think are we overlooking Abdullah though? He hit 920. He looking strong
So
last year.
I was gonna say Abdullah was looking very, very strong last year. I mean, we were talking about a 350 squat in training, a 225, 230 double in training. Worlds in Malta just didn't seem to pan out well for him, but we're not seeing those numbers this time around. I've not seen those big numbers in training so far. So I don't know if Abdullah's injured. I don't know if he just took some time off and he's slowly ramping things back up again. It'll be interesting to see how he performs on the day. But I think risk is to lose. Definitely. And I think Rusko will do something stupid like a load 363 on his second. And then that's it. Once he scored 363, he's just gonna go on
It's
to
game
bench
over,
and
innit?
then do whatever he wants to do once he's done that. Anatoly probably a comfortable second, but it depends on I think he's healthier now. I think he's definitely healthier now. And then for third, I'll go between Emil. I think Emil looks a bit healthy. And then obviously we've got Clement Quarantine, who's been at 895 for a
Coco.
long time, Coco. And then we've got Sanchez and we've got the Canadian. But I think 1, 2, 3, same Ruska, Anatoly Emil.
yeah. I think again. I mean, I would just probably mirror there, except I would just support Javi on the third. I think with Coco, if Coco can clean his lifts and turn up a world, it'll be a different story in terms of that third spot. But Emil again looks healthy. I think we said it with Christian already. He's one of those guys where call it deadlift it comes, and he comes and put him into places. And Indy already mentioned about Sanchez there. I'm expecting a huge deadlift from Sanchez.
His squad's looking
Huge
better
deadlift.
as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting a huge deadlift, and probably until that place, Sanchez will probably hold the biggest deadlift in IPF in the World Championship. You know what I mean? Until that come. Again, I know Ashton has got a big deadlift, but I think Sanchez can output Ashton.
Sanchez
On
Sanchez has the
100%.
biggest deadlift in the
Yeah,
one five
100%.
by far.
So yeah, and of course also I'm gonna mention Eric Mata there, nominated 12. Is my friend, my boy. So it's just be interesting to see where Eric can push him on the top 10. Will be interesting for him. And now the Hungarian have got a national singlet SPD, so hopefully it will give them a little bit of push to get those colors around. So yeah, interesting the 105. Now let's move on to the 120s, the weight class that most people are talking about. Of course, we have got Bob Matthew coming in his first IPF World Championship, and we have got a master lifter there, nominated as second place, a 40-year-old Tony Cliff, and of course we have got a world record holder on the deadlift, which is Indy Raj is there, nominated M6. Anyone is looking at those numbers if you're thinking that's where Indy is. Let me laugh. But anyway, moving on. Yes, there is 2 young kids there, very, very young lifters in Etienne and Jonah. They're both there. We know how kids recover and how the progression of kids are. These 2 have been hitting some massive, massive numbers in training as well. You can't count them out because a lot of people look at this weight class already thinking, oh, Bob is running away with this, or Indy, or Tony. Again, I think I'm going to play devil advocate here. These 2 kids are dangerous. They're strong as fuck. You can't really sit here and almost like pinpoint where the top hand is because of their age. So this will be very, very interesting. I know the 93 will be exciting to watch, but I believe the 120 will probably be the second weight class that people will be watching because it'll be interesting to see. And I'm gonna start with Indy yourself in terms of like, what's your views on this, and what's your 1, 2, 3?
It's Bob's to lose. Let's be honest. Like Bob has to do some seriously fucked up shit to lose, really. And with like Matt Gary handling, that's not really going to happen. I know he said he wants the 1,000 kg like total, and he doesn't care about Sheffield. He's going to go down to 105,000 kgs. Even with his current numbers, it's still a big ask. I don't know if he's going to hit 1,000 or not. You know, put my face on a dartboard, whatever. But he should still win. Tony, I love Tony to bits. But I think second and third is going to be a battle all round. I don't think it's a given in any shape or form. Like, I genuinely can't tell you who's going to come fucking second or third. But I back myself for a podium finish. I don't give a fuck. Use that as a clip. Don't give a fuck. No one's pulling more than me. I don't give a fuck what anyone's pulled in the gym. Period. And I'm going to pull for a fucking podium position, second or third. Don't give a fuck. Use that as a clip if you want. Post, you'll find out. But I think everyone's just looking really strong. So I haven't posted
when you don't pull more than everybody else, I'm gonna laugh for you. Oh, I can't wait for that post.
Bro, clip it. Clip this
not
shit.
serious, bro.
Clip this fucking shit. I don't give a fuck.
I'll take a picture and I'll just post it and be like, you know what you did at in Croatia when they loaded the 380, you pulled it, you went like.
I was like, yeah, what about 380, 385? Like, genuinely though, what is 385 as a number? It's fucking nothing. So like, I wasn't even like, I wasn't switched on. I'd switched off as soon as I saw the 385. I was like, go outside, stand up with the weight, and then go back and have some fucking pizza. 385 ain't a fucking number, bro. It's just not. So yeah, bro, we're putting more than 900 plus.
Exciting. That
Don't
would be
give a fuck.
exciting. Exciting.
But first is Bob's to lose. Second and third, I think it's just gonna. I genuinely don't know how to call fucking a second or third, bro. I genuinely don't know what to tell you. I know everyone's pulled all these numbers in comp and stuff in like training and things, but people have pulled all these numbers in training for fucking years now. Like translating them to the platform's a different fucking matter. Rio's looking fucking insane. The Spanish lad, he's looking strong. I know Nico just posted a very big fucking bench today. Saha hasn't posted anything at all. I know Jonah's had some injury problems and stuff over the last like couple of months or so, and he's looking stronger. Etienne's looking fucking insanely strong as well. Tony's been quiet, but Tony's Tony, isn't it? You can never fucking write Tony off. I genuinely, I don't know. Put a gun to my head. I don't have a fucking clue who's coming second or third, but I'm going to be on the podium. That's my fucking prediction. You got to back yourself.
Exciting. Christian did, even though he's scared of that bloody world record pull. But anyway, Mo.
Guy, bro.
Well,
First of all, Mo, let me ask you, let me revert to it before you give your opinion. The fact you look at these qualifying numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just hit 937.5 at the Arnold. You look at this team. I know you did get a screenshot. You nominated when you were third, I think, right? You did get a screenshot of that. Well done. That's probably the
highest ever ranking I've ever gotten, bro. So I'll take it.
Well done. So when you look at this, you not being there. How do you feel?
That's calm, bro. These guys are strong as fuck. Like, even if I was on that platform right now, I think it'll be a battle, and well and truly, I don't think you'll be touching the first. The top three is tight. To be in that top three conversation, I think you need 950 to be in top three. That's the number you need to be hitting. And this old man hips are not ready for 9. That's a lot of weight, bro. So one day, but right now,
you say old man.
He's talking about himself. 6 out of 10 genetics. That's what happened.
Thank you very much, sir, for clarifying.
I thought you said in these hips. I was just feeling like, oh, okay.
No,
Bro,
he's talking about himself.
I'm poor conventional, bro. We don't.
But I think it's an interesting lineup, 100%. I think the 120 class kind of feels like it's a weird one because you kind of move from when you move weight class. I don't know how you guys feel, but when you move, I think powerlifters were notorious for focusing on our weight class. So when you move to a new weight class, you should focus on with shifts. And the way I feel right now is the 120 is the class that has the most potential to grow. Because we've got Bob Matthews in that class. We've got the juniors, Etienne and Jonah doing amazing stuff. We've got Dennis Cornelius potentially coming back to the weight class. You've got Big Dev in America. You've got so many names floating around that 960 that, and obviously we've got the monster. There's Rondell, who basically waiting to be unleashed on everyone. So this weight class feels like there's a lot of potential to grow right now, you know. So it's a very interesting weight class. I think my predictions, Bob's to lose. I think Bob's around 990. The question is, does he make his final deadlift? I think he matches, he'll do what exactly he did at PA. He'll match the world record on his second and then go all out for that third pull for the 1000 or 995 or whatever he wants to do. Second position, I think, is Tony. I think the old
Wasn't
man
it
has got it.
385 he hit?
What, like deadlift? No, he did 378.5 was what got him the world record at PA Nats. And then he tried for 390,
392.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was 392 that he missed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then second is the old man. I think Tony can squeeze out a 960 total from those hips. I don't know what happened at Euros, to be honest with you, but I thought the turnaround from Sheffield was very quick.
No, it's the knee sleeve, bro.
The knee sleeves. Ah, damn, fair enough then. Well, so hopefully the old man has learned to stop cheating and will now join the rest of us and doing things properly. But I think Tony, you know, Tony has squatted 355, Tony has benched 250, Tony has deadlifted 360. That itself is a 970, like almost a 970 total. You know, he just needs to hit his numbers and then he's guaranteed second. In fact, if Bob is making mistakes on the day, he could be pulling into first. So I think Tony's a second. Now, third place is an absolute dogfight. You've got Etienne, you've got Jonah, you've got Sahad, you've got Indy, and you've got Victor Vasquez. I think it's gonna be mostly between Etienne, Jonah, Sahad, and Indiraj, and it's a question of who can set up the subtotal so that people are forced to pull out of their comfort zone, and that's honestly what it comes down to. So third place is tight. It's weird, but I'm gonna give it to Sahad. I think Sahad looked very scary last year. That 375 score is massive. Like
it's his deadlift.
That. I said that, yeah, it was the deadlift he messed up because I think he missed his opener. There was a lot of conversation with the jury and whatnot. He looked like he was on track to beat Tony when Tony was going on track for that 950. Right. Sahad looks scary. And I think Sahad, if Wana, you know, other things don't get in the way.
No.
I think Sahad honestly would be my third pick.
Wow. Anyway, Christian, can you be that?
No, I can't be that. That is, I'm not as outrageous as you guys, bro. I'm just gonna go. There's not really anything I have to say in terms of adding to the conversation because you guys already said it. Bob's to lose. Tony, if he does his job, it's going to be second. It's not going to be an easy second, but he still has to do his job. And then third is like almost similar to the 93s where it's just very competitive, and it's going to be good TV for sure.
And honestly, it might be down to bodyweight who gets third, which is insane to think. It might be you might get 3 people hitting 950, 951.
No, it chips in there. No, it chips in the battle
for the deadlift, right? Fair point. Yeah,
there's gonna be a chip.
I think to me, right? I mean, Christian, sorry, we'll cut you off there. So on that third, what's your thought on the third?
I think because he's going to have it in his hands, and this is not GB favoritism, but it's the Enner effect, but more predictable. So, and I think as long as Indy squats 350 plus, you're going 185 plus into the 190 range to set yourself up for that subtotal. I think if Indy goes 6 for 6, I think he'll finish third. That's what I think. It's not going to be a good day if you don't do that. But if you do that, then I think that's what third will be there. Because I was there in Estonia, and Jonah should have made your job a lot harder. It was so annoying to watch.
To be honest, I was
very-
pissed that he didn't, because
It was
like
crazy.
if he just did the world record bench, then I would have just pulled 400, and it would have been a good time all round.
But still, he should have. That's the point. 400 is still harder than what you ended up doing,
Yeah.
and that's the very point. So
Yeah,
he should have pushed you, because that last jump just did not make any sense to anybody other than the Germans, to be honest. So, but yeah, so that's my top three.
I think for me, in the 120s is like, again, I mean, we can't even talk about Bob. Bob just need to figure out how much do you want to total to win. You just need to figure out. Him and Matt Gary need to figure out, do I want to get a 1,000? I say I'm going to get 1,000, or do I want to get 975 and get just below the world record and get the bag at Sheffield? Because again, as we said, if Shell and Austin go at it, a world, that gives Bob a massive chance to win Sheffield if he has got 1,000 kilos in him. Do you know what I mean?
But
it gives them a massive chance. You know,
The
if you have
problem with
got
the problem
1,000,
with the one, yeah, the problem with the
Right.
120 though, the weights are so heavy that you miss one attempt, you're 20 kilos
bro, but
off
he
where
has
you
one,
want to be.
he said if he has 1,000, if he has 1,000, save it for January. Do you know what I mean? It's only 6 months away or 5 months away. Do you know what I mean? So the reality of what I'm saying is all depend on him, how much you want to load. Second, I think it's after the conversation I had with TC yesterday and today, our second is almost secure for TC. That second spot. So, but as we said, if Bob makes the mistakes, TC will capitalize for those mistakes. Because now he's had his sleeves for a very long time. He can squat now using those sleeves, and he can bench now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I think
not-
that was the
yeah,
only problem he was having, was figuring out the depth with those sleeves. He's
The
had
depth
enough
with the sleeves,
time now to
yeah.
do that,
yeah.
and his strength is
So-
fucking phenomenal at all times.
Yeah.
So
And the deadlift, he's not doing a Paris fashion show with the deadlift on the platform anymore, like he did at Sheffield. He's not doing that no more. He's just walking with 365. So what I'm saying is like TC is for him to lose on that second spot. On that third spot, to me,
Oh, these fuckers.
on that third spot for me is definitely goes for Indy. If Indy goes 3 for 3 on the squat, get a 185 bench, third spot is his. Because he's gonna load what he needs to load. Do you know what I mean? I know the likes of Etienne has pulled like 4-2 in training, but the reality is when you go in this 8-man class, Indy has the experience with that already. He knows how he feels from 2022, 2023, and last and this year. So he has the experience at 8-man 3 already, and I expect that deadlift to be ye. So I know people be asking, would Indy load 411 or 405? I think Indy, he's in a position where to pull what he need to pull for that third spot. You know, even if he need to pull 390 for him to get third, he will pull that 390 to get to the third. You know, and I'm not sitting here, I'm going to tell you that Indy is going to break the world record of 120. I don't think the world record will be needed if he doesn't need to. But if he needs it, then he's going to load it. Simple
well,
as that.
on deadlift.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's
that's what I'm
falling.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, it's falling.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. If you don't need it, why would you load it?
That's what everyone said last year, but I did anyway.
Do you know what I mean?
Remember,
But
I only
last-
needed what, fucking 380. But I was like, nah, we're doing it, bro. Listen, it's getting loaded.
That's good. I like the confidence. That's really good. But in terms of Jonah there, I think Jonah is the only one that will fight Indy on that third spot because he's going to have the chip on the bench press. Do you know what I mean? So he will have that chip on the bench press. So leading to that deadlift, he has got a smaller deadlift compared to everybody else in that class, but he probably have the biggest bench press out there. So
Yeah, Tony will still push him though. I know.
Tony doesn't need to. Tony should not get in a dogfight for a bench.
He
Tony
shouldn't
literally
get
needs
a
to.
dogfight.
Yeah, he shouldn't need to.
Yeah,
he
needs to
shouldn't.
focus.
But
Yeah. So yeah, but this one will be interesting. So, but again, I can't wait for this one. Again, we said Victor there from Spain, and Peru is there as well. So it's
You
gonna
got
be
Lucas
It'll be fun,
Wiseman, the Canadian, who
Yeah.
could potentially get a
Yeah,
sport medal.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. To be honest,
Yeah.
I've like last comp was last comp. It is what it is. We knew the personal situations. Like this time round, I think I'm probably the strongest I've ever fucking felt on all three
That's
lifts.
good. That's good.
Like
That's good.
like
That's good.
significantly as well.
But
And
we
we still
know
got one more pull to go. I'll post
yeah.
up. I'll post the last warm up for everyone to see.
But still, we know we still know you're gonna be the first one to come out to bench out of the men one, which
Yeah,
is
it just means I got longer to fucking warm up for deadlifts, isn't it?
that's the inner effect, isn't it? You rest on the bench press so you can pull big. But Sahad squat, I love watching him squat. You know, when he squatted at 375, it was
Scary
beautiful.
fucking squat, man.
It was beautiful. It was the way he did it was just beautiful, and
And it was easy, if I remember correctly.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if he lowered that 380, 385. That's how beautiful that
think?
375 was. So it'll be interesting to see. So moving on to the 120 plus, Jesus Oliveira's class. Again, I don't know if I have much to say on this.
Now, 120. What just to round off, I think 120s would be. I think you're looking at potentially. You're looking at 950 as a minimum for top 5, even, which is insane.
Yeah.
What the 120 plus?
What? No, 120. You guys,
120s.
the 120, 950. For
They'll
minimum
be breaking
lift.
into 950s multiple.
It's just like when you look the 120, right? You look at the nomination total now, the way it is, right? Like when you see Etienne nominated with 926, just for you to think about the top 5 will be 950 plus. That's huge, bro.
Fucking huge.
That's huge. You know, but interesting to see. The 120 plus again, I think as I touched on that earlier. This is Jesus Oliveira's class. It's just like he will do what he needs.
Your fucking Temel's looking strong, you know.
I know, but
bro, how does his knee handle like close to 400 sleeveless?
That's just that fucking
Bro, you think
Georgian
about it,
blood,
though.
man.
What did he score?
That
Was
Georgian
it 380?
blood.
Was it 380 or 390 sleeveless?
I think it was 390 sleeveless. The guy just yeeted it like in the narrow. It looked like he's squatting. You know when you go onto an airplane, you got that entry point. His where he's squatting looks like that fucking entry point, like side on angle. He's looking in a mirror, which I don't know how the fuck he does. He's squatting in Vans or like Van replicas. I don't know how the fuck this kid does it, but bro, some balls, man.
It just is, yeah. So to me here again, Jesus to lose. You know, again, it will depend on what Jesus need to talk. But again, as we said, I think I've said this in the past. If Jesus go into this one, we end up getting a South African Jesus. Timo will aim for him.
He's looking strong. He's looking very, very strong. I don't see Jesus losing. Let's be perfectly fucking honest here.
Yeah.
You can't bet against the guy. But he needs to not make any mistakes this time around, I think.
Yeah, 100%. So Jesus is the one to lose, but it's interesting to see someone like Timo coming in this weight class and being as strong as he is right now, because it's very good. Because in the past, it used to be like Jesus, he's miles away.
Where's Kenk?
I think he's pulled out. He got pulled out.
No.
Got pulled out or has pulled out?
Boy, he got taken off the nomination, so I guess he pulled out. Maybe an injury or something.
Oh, maybe water turned up. But anyway,
you lot are fuckers, you know.
Bro, did you see when we were in Estonia? Right? Was it Estonia when he pulled the 400 kilos? Right?
Oh, he was not
when
happy.
the inspector turned up, the man was pissed.
Oh, he was angry,
bro.
That's just his face, bro.
No.
This is something different. We were there watching.
Bro, all of us were thinking, why is this pissed? You feel like he's gonna beat up the inspector.
I think it's great. I love getting tested because you're like, I've done something right. Do you know what I mean? Because like you're getting tested for a reason. Like you pull the world record, if you hit a heavy number, something's happened, you've won, you get tested, you're like fucking great success.
Maybe some people don't like giving the piss away. That's why. But anyway, you never know.
Tony lined up for it. Tony's fucking at UCAD every single day with his fucking Tony in his hand.
You want some? Take it. But anyway, here for me is Jesus to win.
It is the Jesus show.
Timo second, and I'm not sure about Abdullah. I saw Musa.
Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him last year.
Is he the Algerian lad?
Really strong. No, is it? No, Libyan.
He's who?
Abdullah is Libyan, isn't it? The Libyan. You know the Algerian.
Who's the Algerian lad with the fucking huge bench?
He's not here.
He's not there
200
either.
Yeah, 299 bench. He's not here. Yeah.
120 plus is missing a lot of people, you know.
That's a
He,
meme number.
he looked like he was sick though, because he was at IPF Worlds and Bench Worlds, but he didn't have a good competition there.
Well,
Bro,
2
that-
days before Malta, he was yeeting like fucking 300.
Yeah,
Really?
This guy
Yeah,
literally-
he did the opposite of you. So you went the day after comp. He went the day before comp to fucking.
I
lift
didn't
them.
eat anything on that day either. I was just weak on both days.
this guy literally.
Fuck off, Mo.
This guy ruined that Sheffield checked for Jesus. You know, he did ruin that because that 290 plus that he benched in Malta is just like, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, Christian, what's your takes on this one?
Jesus, Tima, and then Abdul Rahman. So
I don't
think
know. I
that-
don't know. I'll be honest about the Abdul Rahman one. Sorry. No, it's your turn anyway. Why am I cutting in? My bad.
No, go on, finish. You started, so you got to finish now.
Have you? Odin's looking fucking strong.
Oh,
Stanley.
I
Stanley.
was gonna
The French
say-
lad.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. I am in a tunnel. I'm trying to prepare myself. So if it's not somebody that has consistently been there, I'm gonna be a little bit blindsided. So
Yeah, put it this way: this guy's just got like his tracksuit on, his top on. He's just spotted and loaded at a silent worker comp, and then he went onto the platform and just yeeted 380 for a double, 390 for a double, and then with his hoodie on, just unclipped his belt and walked off like nothing had
Yeah,
happened.
he did not actually warm up for it, by the way.
No, he just went up,
Yeah.
pulled 390 for like a double
So,
or a fucking single, and then
can
walked
you
off.
can you please explain to me these nominations then?
I don't know, bro. I don't
I think
know,
this is
bro.
Stanley's first international, no?
No, he
this
did in
is the
Estonia.
second. He did the Estonia one.
Ah,
that-
okay.
that-
Oh.
He
Right,
swapped
okay.
his singlet with
It's that black guy, yeah, the big one.
The black guy, yeah.
big lad, 120 plus, swapped his
Oh
singlet
yeah.
with.
I know who you're talking about. Oh,
Thank you for
right.
helping all of us, Christian. You took us back a
That's-
few years, but it's cool.
Christian, quick.
It is what it is. It is what it is. No, okay, I believe that now because he did seem when I first saw him, he seemed like a raw lifter. That's somebody that still
Right.
needed to be, you know, trained and like get platform experience. So I mean that upward curve, I mean 40 kilos when you're already that strong and you've just started is not that much.
Mm-mm.
So do you know I'm on your advice, I'm going to change my decision actually. So I'm going
Man,
Jesus
he's just
Tamer.
being led astray right now.
You know the man
And,
is Judge Jacob's coach.
As a coach.
Okay, so he knows. Oh, so he knows what he's doing. Then it's just about getting himself ready. That's the question. Yeah, I mean, I think Tima's like sort of Jesus a few years ago. He's on the rise, and I think in a year or two we'll be talking about it. Won't be so clear cut, even if Jesus continues to progress. Obviously, we know about Sheffield before last. So he's going to win this really, and Timo will still put up something ridiculous. He's just coming up against Jesus, and then we're going for Mr. Odin in third. Yeah.
Good. Mo.
I think, well, first, Oliveros, I think he's coming to win. He's just going to take it easy and do whatever he needs to do on the day. And then an interesting one is, if, for example, we have Sanchez talking about pulling 410, 411. We have Indy talking about pulling 415, 420. You know, does Jesus go, fuck these guys? Like, I'm not getting left behind, and he wants to eat a heavy deadlift. So it'll be interesting to see. I think from the 105 to the 120 pluses, we're just going to be seeing monster deadlifts all throughout. Second is going to be Tima. I think Tima looks amazing right now. Not quite at Jesus' level, but he is approaching very fast, and he's still a junior. He's still a junior, right?
Yeah. He's setting junior world records at open
Yeah,
competitions, which is crazy.
Yeah, I feel sorry for every junior that's coming up ahead. And then I think third position, I think Stanley looks amazing. Stanley's strong. But I think Stanley still needs to break into the thousands, you know. So and Stanley looks like he can break into the thousands, definitely. But still, Musa is 1,035. So
That squat.
yeah, that's quite that's a big squat. If Musa fumbles the bag, Stanley can 100. If Musa misses a lift, Stanley's there.
One
But I
squat.
think just based off the nominations, I think we just assume that Musa will potentially lock in at least a 400 plus squat. So that would give him enough stepping stones to be ahead of Stanley for third position.
Indeed.
So, Jesus, Temo, Musa misses a single squat, Odin takes it. Because he's just looking strong, man. And like we said, that Estonia comp was quite comfy for him. His deadlift's looking much, much better than then as well. So like if one squat's missed by Musa and Odin's deadlift is still trending the way it is, because remember, these guys, they're not cutting, they're not having to do any of this crap. They're going to be eating into the comp. It's going to be like a training day. The only thing that's going to hit these lot is the flight. So how are the 120 plus his flights working?
You guys are prime time.
So they got 8-man
120 plus
flight.
is, I believe
No,
so.
they
Yeah.
got the 11. They will have this 11 in one flight.
Yeah, because there's only 11 of them all together, so I don't know how it
okay.
works. If it's 11, it's honestly a fucking blessing for these boys, because they were getting ruined last year with that speed. I was watching 120 pluses running to the toilet like they were fucking running for their life, bro. It's like Full Metal Jacket, you know, like singlet on, fucking running 2K to the toilet to get back on time in their 8-man flight. If it's 11-man flight, there's again even less problems for these boys. But
Now I'm gonna throw a question there, guys. Jesus' best ever numbers, if you put them together, I think is 1,161 kilos. Right, that's Jesus' best ever numbers. Do you guys think Jesus will break into the 1,200 kilos total?
I don't think he'll want to at Worlds.
At this competition,
Yeah.
no point. He's absolutely not going to do that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
with Mo.
even yeah. I mean, fuck yeah, 1,200 is massive, you know.
What would be the
That is
point?
wild.
What would be the point?
Do
Yeah.
you know what 1,200 is?
I'm
Yeah,
asking.
you know, one after 1,199.
Fair point.
because the reason I asked that is Timo best ever, the numbers that we've seen in training and always hit on a platform, if he can bring all of that together, we're talking about 1,070 kilos.
The problem with Timo, right? The only thing that concerns me about Timo is his top end squat and his top end deadlift. So his third squat and third deadlift are like going well. No. Do you know what I mean? There's like a very sharp cutoff for them. I think it's his hands on his deadlift, but obviously Jesus has a similar issue, and that's just being bigger lads. But then on his squat, because of the way he squats quite fast. The drop off's quite sharp.
But Timo's deadlift is cleaner than Jesus.
It is looking like that now at the moment, yeah. But that's probably because he does his second deadlift, goes out, has a smoke, comes back in, and then does it. So he's had time to calm down.
I think I'll ask TC to send me that picture so we can use it as a preview.
Yeah.
So we're sitting outside, literally in Croatia. My man was smoking a fire.
He's just holding on to his deadlift though at the moment. The problem is like, it's that you need to put weight on.
Well,
to do
you
the heavier
say
squat.
that, right? Did you see his latest pull, the 397.5?
Jesus one.
No, Tima's one.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that. It didn't look locked out.
A lot of people have like these little things though. Like a lot of them don't hold their deadlift at the top, or like get their deadlift to the top, and then you can see it coming out their hand. They quickly put it down. They're like, yeah, PB. I'm just like, cool. Like, lie to yourself. This isn't at Tamor, Jesus, anyone. Just generally stop fucking lying to yourself. Hold that deadlift. They're gonna make you hold it in comp. That who was it? I think it was a Libyan ref, right? The Egyptian ref, right at the front. He made me hold that deadlift for like fucking 42 seconds. I was counting sheep.
That's how you felt. That's how you looked.
Bro, I was like, is this man gonna give me a down command? And he was like,
you know,
down.
and also,
I was like, bro, what do you want me to do? Fucking.
Yeah. I'm seeing like I was looking at even I mean of course the prediction is over here. I'm talking about just these deadlift conversation. I was looking at Coco's deadlift, like I was just like, how are you gonna get that in comp if you can't lock down properly? Do you know what I mean? Don't do a Christian in comp where you're thinking like, oh yeah, I stood up
Nah,
straight.
yo, friendly fire, fucking friendly fire in
Yeah.
this place.
I was
It's
gonna
true.
say,
It's
but
true though.
imagine you didn't get mentioned in the nominations at all, and then you listen towards the end of the podcast, and then you just get shots taken at you for your deadlifts.
So do you know what I mean? All these French, I don't know if you guys have seen these French type of lifting when they
You can't
put
say
in,
that.
you know what I mean?
Oi,
And
That
terms
then
and
is
conditions.
crazy.
no.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
lose your sponsorship.
I mean, did you see that lifting where they do reps with like 300 plus or 280 whatever? They don't lock. They literally just do that. Do you know what I'm thinking? Like,
Yeah.
Just squat it. Just lift the stand. World is a horrible place for someone who doesn't lift to standards. Like it's a horrible place because it takes one ref, man, one ref to be like, I'm not sure, and that jury's like, they're on it.
yeah.
They're
So
fucking on
guys,
it.
I'm gonna throw this question before we close up the men. In terms of like the sweep conversations been going on, of course, people qualifying for Sheffield and the World Games, and of course, like Bob mentioned, the 1,000 kilos, all of those things are being spoken about. So let me just start with the sweep. I know with the prediction we've given, the sweep is not going to happen. But in terms of the likelihood of the sweep happening, is that percentage still higher or very low? Because the prediction we given, it means it's not gonna happen, but still that percentage must still be higher.
So
Well,
for
the
me,
only-
Possibility
yeah.
for it to happen.
for me, because of the standards of their lifters and where they're placed on the nominations, the percentage is still quite high,
Yeah.
right? But that doesn't mean that it's inevitable, like we've just said. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but doesn't mean that it won't happen. Do you know what I mean? I know that's fucking a really like middle of the road fucking mid take to have, but like the problem is it takes one and then the sweep's not happening. Do you know what I mean? Which then
Yeah.
means that the percentage of it not happening becomes much higher because everybody has to be at 100% of the time for something like that to happen.
Yeah. I think
Do you see what I
even
mean?
even in terms of probability, it is unlikely. Not unlikely in the sense that it can't happen because they could all do it.
Mm.
That is, all of us know what it is. As much as you want to make jokes and this, that, and other, they could do that clean.
Mhm.
But there's a big difference between 8 people going 8 and 9 out of 9, finishing first, and 7. That's the difference. Because if it's 7, you can't say you swept, even though you basically did. It's
Yeah,
they
but
would
it's
call
not.
it like in American sports, they would call it a gentleman's sweep. That's what they would call it. But that's not a sweep really, in relative to what they've been saying. So
It's a bit like
the
betting, isn't it? Like when like you're betting multiple people to win over one bet, like you get
Yeah,
much more because the probability of it happening is
it's
much
quite low.
lower.
Exactly.
It's
Even
a
though
similar thing.
even though individually it's very, very high.
Yeah. So in terms of like one
Fucking
more
high,
question.
lads. It's
Huh?
what percentage would you give? So I've got 90. They above 90% odds of making a sweep.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
90.
90%.
I'll give them about that. Yeah, and between 80 to 90, I'll give them that.
Because what I did is I'll probably give the only 2 classes that are in question for the sweep, the 66 and the 93s, unless something terrible happens with the other weight classes. Fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'll probably say Garcia has got about a 75% chance of maybe pulling off a win.
So there's two out of like what 9 weight classes that,
Yeah.
and that's 90%.
I'll probably say
81
because
plus.
yeah, 2 out.
Bro, that maths ain't no. You meant
No. But also, it's not that. I'm saying 100% for each weight class, and then what are the odds of that person actually being first? Because you're talking about 1 and 2, right? So, and we've said Garcia or Pana very easy. So I'll probably say
Garcia's about 70% odds of maybe winning over Pana, what would you say? You wouldn't give Garcia less than 50%. I'll probably say about 70%, and then Petrie about the same. 70% chance Petrie could pull into the win, right? So that's what I've used to add up. If the two guys could potentially pull for the win, you've got fairly high odds, of them pulling off the sweep.
Yeah, I think the odds are different to like how you'd look at it in a probability thing in this situation. Do you know? Because
I was just about to say
it's because of the way it works is each percentage is much more like it's multiplied each time a weight goes on. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't actually be like 90%. There are very high odds of it happening. We know that, but like lifting's a bitch, bro.
True. On that note, guys, it's been great. Mo, sorry you won't be around, but I'm sure you bought your TV, your 65-inch TV.
I've got fucking hell. How many inches is it, bro? The thing's massive.
Bro,
Maybe.
only you can tell us how many inches you are.
I don't even know.
We don't want to know, bro.
Pause.
God, we don't want to know.
Nah,
Nobody listening wants to know.
I'm glad Espin is not here because Colombians. I mean,
Listen,
Colombians.
if Mo's screen if Mo's screen just goes dark right now, it's not because he's turned it off. Man's just pulled his thing out the
That's But this World Championship will be interesting to watch. It will be very exciting, and I can't wait. Even on the men's side will be. I know the women. When we do the women later on, it's going to be more of a talk, but the men one is not going to disappoint. So we have the 93s on Eurosport and CBS. Christian, good luck. Make sure like that hairline is proper protected because that spotlight, bro, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry, get a fresh trim. There's no way I'm stepping out on that platform without fresh trim. I'm thinking about getting fresh shoes as well, to be honest with you. Fresh everything.
Go to whichever barber you want, just not the one Durans uses.
Yeah,
What's wrong with my barber, bro? That Jamaican
I've got an
good.
80-inch TV, Doug. 85.
Bro, come on, you got a Stevie Wonder to cut your hair.
80.
It's massive, bro.
Jesus Christ. So you literally got 80-inch TV, so you literally bought a big TV to make sure.
Bro,
I didn't buy it.
Oh,
I did not buy it.
You better not fucking bought it. You should have put that money towards your fucking car.
I got it for free, bro.
Bro's out here looking to buy a Renault Zoe. Christian, explain to him.
Anyway, guys, thank you for this one, guys. Let's close up on this one. It was great. Good luck, Indy. Good luck, Christians, and we'll be seeing you next week and more. Keep on crafting. Your time will come very, very soon because we can tell.
If Tony can do till he's 40, I've got roughly 13 years, so it's a long of time.
Easy money, that.
100%. So on that note, for those of you guys listening, if you have got your prediction, comment, just drop it in the comment section. Anything to say to Christian, Indy, myself, Mo, of course, just reach out to us. But in terms of like anything you've heard here, if it has hurt you or if we've said things we shouldn't be saying, we apologize, but we're looking forward to be cancelled anyway. That's what the Sabado is all about. But unfortunately, we've still been around for 2 years. And all the fuckers out there that are not lifting to standards, please start lifting to standards because we don't want IPF world to be a shit show. Please fix your lift, fix your nutrition, including myself. I'm going to take that advice looking forward. If not, Kendrick's going to be fired. Anyway, on that note, peace out.
Love.
Bye.